subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
How is it so powerful? Chua. Luo Tian moved again and appeared opposite the second elder again. Boom! Luo Tian kicked up and hit the second elder's balls directly. The second elder uttered a scream and kept rolling and struggling on the ground in pain. The second elder struggled for a while, then passed out on the spot from the pain. Hey! Luo Tian waved his big hand across the air, and an invisible energy covered the body of the fourth elder. The fourth elder snorted, rolled a few somersaults on the ground, and rolled to Beerus' feet. The corner of Beerus's mouth twitched, and his face changed again and again. The next moment, Beerus gritted his teeth and took the opportunity to hit the fourth elder's face heavily with his knee. The fourth elder uttered a shrill scream and felt as if his head was about to be smashed into pieces. Luo Tian glanced in the direction of Beerus, with a slight surprise in his expression. Isn't this a small Beerus? This product is also on this planet? Is this the 7th universe or the 6th universe? It doesn't matter anymore. Improve your strength first. Now, of the 4 elders, only the 3rd elder is still awake. The 3rd elder was so frightened that his whole body was shaking violently. The other 3 elders were defeated by this guy in an instant. We're no match for him at all. The 3rd elder really felt endless fear. You should know that you can't escape. Luo Tian looked at the 3rd elder with a smile. The 3rd elder's face became more and more ugly. Let's go down. There are a few things I want to ask you, Luo Tian said. The 3rd elder didn't dare to disobey, and immediately fell from the sky and landed on the ground. Luo Tian also fell unhurriedly. Please spare me. The 3rd elder immediately knelt down after a brief hesitation. Beerus kicked the fainted 4th elder again, and then looked in the direction of Luo Tian and the 3rd elder from a distance. Wanted to see what this strange race wanted to do to the 4th elder. As long as you answer my question well and satisfy me, I can let you go. Luo Tian smiled. Yes. My lord, please ask. As long as I know, I will tell you the truth. The 3rd elder kowtowed and begged for mercy. However, after the 3rd elder kowtowed a few times, his eyes suddenly lit up and he saw the glass ball that fell from the hand of the 1st elder. That glass ball is an artifact to connect with the host. The 3rd elder's expression changed. Should I use that glass ball to contact Master Zushin? But if I do that, I will surely die. I don't know how long it will take for Master Zushin to rush over. Let me see what he asks first. Chapter 28. Who is the gods of destruction of the 7th universe? Beerus clearly captured the strange look in the 3rd elder's eyes, because the 3rd elder was kneeling on the ground, with his head drooped and his eyes looking at the ground. Luo Tian stood opposite the 3rd elder and could not see the 3rd elder's eyes from his angle. But Beerus was short in stature and far away from here, so he happened to be keenly caught by him. Beerus also looked at the glass ball that the 3rd elder was watching. What is that? There must be something weird about that thing. I'll have to keep an eye out for it later. Let me ask you, is the gods of destruction of this universe also a Karui? Luo Tian asked with a smile. No, it's not. The 3rd elder shook his head. Snap! Luo Tian twitched his mouth. The 3 elders were all stunned. Do you still need me to continue asking? Aren't you going to continue talking yourself? Luo Tian snapped. Yes, I said. The 3rd elder trembled for a moment and immediately replied, Our gods of destruction here is 2 Dan, ancestor god. Picture alone, Luo Tian fell into deep thought. Another gods of destruction that I have never heard of. 2 Dan? Also your ancestor god? Luo Tian asked thoughtfully. Yes. The 3rd elder replied truthfully. Luo Tian narrowed his eyes slightly. I heard that Tadandin, Kozu, and Religio ancestors joined forces to defeat Yuan Zun and obtain the qualification to become gods of destruction. The 3rd elder immediately said what he knew. Originally thought that there was only one universe, gods of destruction, who could succeed, but then there happen to be two more universes. One is our current universe, and the other seems to belong to the existence of the mirror universe with this universe. You know a lot of things. Luo Tian smiled. The older generation of the human race also said that 10,000 years ago, the old man challenged the elders of the three rat clans by himself, and finally lost to them, and was mercilessly killed by them. It turned out that they were fighting for the title of gods of destruction. What Luo Tian didn't expect was that all the three elders of the rat clan had become gods of destruction. 3 universes were vacated that year. That makes sense. No wonder rat folk exist in this universe. In Luo Tian's view, Karu should have died. Then the remaining 2 universes are the 6th universe and the 7th universe. And in these 2 universes, there are also the enemies of the old man Yuanzun. Old man, I am trying to find a way to avenge you. My lord, I have already said what I should say. Can you let me go? The 3rd elder said tremblingly. Your rat clan are also deployed on other planets? Luo Tian asked. Yes, yes. The 3rd elder replied, truthfully. It can be said that the entire universe is dominated by our rat clan. That's right. After all, you have gods of destruction as your backer. Luo Tian smiled and nodded. The 3rd elder didn't answer. His head was lowered, not daring to resist. But his eyes looked in the direction of the glass ball from time to time. There was a short silence of 3 to 5 seconds. My lord, do you have any questions? The 3rd elder asked boldly. No more. Luo Tian stepped towards the direction of the 3rd elder. The 3rd elder's expression changed again and again. At this critical juncture, the 3rd elder no longer dared to gamble his life. The 3rd elder rolled on the ground and quickly rushed towards the glass ball. Boom! Just when the 3rd elder was about to grab the glass ball, an invisible energy hit the glass ball. The glass ball flew up to a certain height and bounced off the tree. Call out! Beerus took off quickly, stepped forward and grabbed the glass ball. I just saw his eyes looking at this glass ball from time to time. Beerus landed beside Luo Tian, holding the glass ball in both hands and sending it over. Now, Beerus can already conclude that Luo Tian is at least the enemy of the rat clan. An enemy's enemy is a friend, and Beerus understands this. At the same time, Beerus also wanted to learn more about Luo Tian. Beerus was a little confused when he heard Luo Tian asking these elders questions. What gods of destruction, what universe? Beerus is unheard of. Luo Tian smiled and nodded at Beerus, picked up the glass ball, and looked at it carefully. I know this thing. This thing is used to communicate with gods of destruction, right? Luo Tian looked at the 3rd elder with a smile. The 3rd elder's face became more and more ugly. It seems that as long as you crush this thing hard, you can communicate with gods of destruction. Luo Tian said with a smile. Yes, yes. The 3rd elder was shocked. You. How did you know? The picture of gods of destruction is Dandan. Luo Tian smiled lightly. One day I will seek revenge from him. Revenge. The 3rd elder looked up at Luo Tian with some surprise. Snapped. Luo Tian stretched out his hand directly, pinched the 3rd elder's neck, and absorbed his energy. You want energy? The 3rd elder felt that his energy was draining rapidly. Luo Tian is smiling. Chapter 29 Destruction. It has to be said that the energy intensity of the 3 elders is quite considerable. Although not as strong as Long Texi, but the difference is not too big. The main reason is that when Luo Tian absorbed Long Texi was already abused to the point of disrepair, and he didn't have much energy left. Luo Tian speculates that this 3rd elder is definitely not as strong as Long Texi. But it doesn't matter. Who the hell are you? The 3rd elder exclaimed, tragically realizing that his energy had almost bottomed out. Hey, that kitty, what's your name? Luo Tian smiled and looked at Beerus. Beerus. Beerus replied. Luo Tian nodded and stopped talking. Sure enough, Beerus. Just now I thought he looked like a small Beerus. But Luo Tian didn't have anything to be surprised about. I have long heard that Champa and Beerus are brothers. It's not uncommon to meet a small Champa and a small Beerus on this planet. Soon, the power of the 3rd elder bottomed out. The 3rd elder tilted his head and died immediately. Beerus stared at the side, showing a wrong expression on his face. This guy just grabbed that third elder. The third elder died? What did he do to the third elder? Destroy. Luo Tian waved his big hand forward, and a burst of destructive energy hit the third elder's body, directly destroying him completely. Beerus froze again, endless astonishment written all over his face. Destroy? What a magical trick. A ray of purple energy passed, and the elder of the rat clan disappeared all of a sudden. Although I can blow this fainted elder to pieces with a single blow. But all I could do is blow him into blood mist. But I can't make him disappear out of thin air. By the way, he just mentioned gods of destruction. What is that? There was boundless curiosity in Beerus' eyes. Snapped. With a wave of his hand in the air, Luo Tian directly controlled the other two elders to stack on top of the first elder. Luo Tian grabbed the great elder's arm and began to absorb the energy of the three of them. It is much more convenient for three people to absorb together. Beerus showed a strange look on his face. What is he doing again? But Beerus is not the kind of talkative person. Although curious, he didn't ask too much. Soon, Luo Tian sucked up the energy of these three elders and even directly sucked them to death. Destroy. Luo Tian waved his hand again, and a destructive energy hit the three elders. Snapped. The elders of the three rat clan turned into nothingness and disappeared completely. Beerus' eyes widened again, feeling endless shock. But what Beerus was sure of now was that this man was definitely the enemy of the rat clan. The four elders of the rat clan were all killed by him. Wait a minute. I heard that 3 castles mysteriously disappeared from the rat clan recently. Could it be that this person did it all? It seems that no one can do such a thing except him, right? Before, we naively thought that the rat clan of these 3 castles had evacuated from Cat Planet. Yes, absolutely he did it. Want to learn? Luo Tian looked back at Beerus and smiled. Huh? Learn? What to learn? Beerus was stunned for a long time and didn't come back to his senses. Destruction. Luo Tian smiled. Are you serious? Can you teach me? Beerus was surprised and delighted, feeling that the happiness came too suddenly. Of course. Luo Tian nodded. Then can I bring my younger brother to study together? Beerus hesitated for a while, looking at Luo Tian with a requesting look. Okay. Luo Tian smiled slightly. I'm going back to him right now. Wait a minute. Where am I going to find you? Beerus asked. I'll wait for you right here. Luo Tian smiled and said, but don't call anyone else. It's limited to the 2 of you brothers to study. Ah, I see. Beerus nodded vigorously. After saying this, Beerus waved goodbye, turned, and returned to his village. The village where Beerus is located is in the endless dark forest. Therefore, this area has not been occupied by the rat race. Beerus returned to his home and kicked Champa, who was sleeping on the bed. Champa was kicked awake at that moment, yelled, rubbed his eyes, and glared at Beerus. What are you doing? Oh, Champa bared her teeth. Stop sleeping. Sleep late in broad daylight. Beerus snorted. TCH, it sounds like you don't like to sleep late. Do you usually sleep less than me? Champa snorted. Don't talk nonsense. I'll take you to a good place. Beerus smiled. No. What good place can you take me to? Champa shook his head vigorously. Last time you said to take me to a good place, but you brought me to a camp of the rat tribe if I didn't run fast. Was almost killed. That was an accident, okay. Beerus snorted. Who knew there would be a rat camp over there? I've explained it to you many times. I really didn't mean it. Chapter 30 Champa and Beerus Apprenticeship. By the way, where's big brother Wu Taidu? Didn't he come back with you? Champa looked behind Beerus and found that Wu Taidu hadn't come back. After hearing Wu Taidu's name, Beerus' expression became sad, and he immediately lowered his head, tears streaming from his eyes. What happened? Beerus. Champa's heart sank with a bad feeling. Taidu Wu, he's dead. Beerus said in a deep voice. What did you say? How'd he die? Champa's expression changed again and again. He used a powerful sealing skill to seal the rat god, but this skill requires a lot of energy and stamina. Beerus gritted his teeth. Brother Wu Taidu, did he sacrifice himself to save us Maoxing? Champa cried along with him. Champa, don't be too happy. We are too naive. Beerus shook his head. There are even more powerful gods in the rat race. Because of their existence, the rat race wantonly invaded the cats, stars, and other planets. What? Is there a more powerful god? Is it more powerful than that Quincy god? Champa was stunned. Should be. Beerus nodded. Damn it. So our cat star is hopeless? Champa's heart sank, and resignation was written all over her immature face. No, I don't think so. I think we can still be saved. Beerus grinned. You, what do you mean? Champa was taken aback. Come with me. I'll take you to practice. Beerus said. Cultivation? Champa scratched his head and waved his hands vigorously. I don't want to practice. Anyway, no matter how hard we try, it is very difficult for us to defeat those rat clans. Even if God Quincy was sealed by Wu Taidu, the rats, the 4 elders of the clan, are also very powerful. No cat people are their opponents, let alone the 4 elders. Even if a random city lord comes out, it will be difficult for us to deal with. And the big brother Wu Taidu has already. We should do it as soon as possible. Run away. Champa, what are you talking about? Don't you want to defeat those rats on your own? Beerus snapped. I wanted to, but I can't beat it. Champa hummed, his body trembling violently. Damn it, even brother Wu tied it. Okay, I won't talk nonsense with you anymore, whether you like to go or not. Don't regret it if you don't. Beerus snorted. When I become stronger, don't say I won't play with you. Champa hesitated, but also a little moved. The reason why Champa stayed here was to wait for Luo Tian to come back. It's just that Luo Tian disappeared for several days and never came back. Champa's heart was also tugged. Could it be that he was beaten to death? I'll go with you. Gritting her teeth, Champa finally made up her mind. The two left the room and walked quickly into the depths of the forest. Hey, Beerus, I actually met a very powerful guy. Champa hesitated and finally said something. Oh, really? Beerus smiled. Did you also meet a mighty guy? Can the person you meet be as powerful as the one I met? Beerus simply smiled and said nothing more, continuing to lead the way. It took about 20 minutes to go. Beerus took Champa to the burial place of Wu Taidu. Where is this? Champa asked. Is the person you speak of here? Brother Wu Taidu is buried there. Beerus pointed to a big tree over there and knelt down to salute. Champa also knelt down and kowtowed a few times. Wu Taidu, I will definitely become stronger. I will become stronger, and one day I will restore peace to our cat star. Beerus clenched his fists tightly. Me too. Champa nodded solemnly. After seeing the burial place of Wu Taidu, Champa also made up his mind to make himself stronger. Otherwise, how to avenge Wu Taidu? Shua. Just when the two kowtowed to the burial place of Wu Taidu, Luo Tian appeared behind them with a movement. Wu Taidu. Luo Tian was slightly taken aback. How could Wu Taidu appear here? This is not the Earth. It seems that during this period, the Earth does not exist yet, right? Luo Tian. Champa turned his head, looking at Luo Tian, who appeared behind him in surprise and joy. You know each other. Beerus was taken aback for a moment, then looked at Champa and then at Luo Tian in surprise. I met you first. Champa chuckled. Beerus, Master, you said you would teach me to destroy. You can't go back on your word. Champa knelt down to Luo Tian at that time and kowtowed seriously. Master, you also said that you would teach me. Beerus was not far behind and kowtowed hurriedly. Okay, both of you get up. Luo Tian didn't hide and accepted the courtesy of the two little guys. Since the two of them want to worship me as a teacher, then accept them. Chapter 31. Champa and Beerus meet gods of destruction for the first time. Luo Tian is now thinking about another problem. I am no longer gods of destruction. I support Beerus and Champa as gods of destruction. Isn't it good? But me is the master of gods of destruction. Now that I'm the master of gods of destruction, it's not a big problem for me to find a super Dragon Ball. Beerus and Champa kowtowed again, seriously, before getting up. The etiquette of apprenticeship is thus completed. Who is buried there? Luo Tian asked. He is Wu Taidu, the most powerful warrior in our village. Champa explained. No, it should be said to be the most powerful warrior in the entire cat planet. Beerus corrected. Well, Beerus was right. Champa admitted with a nod. Wu Taidu, Luo Tian fell into deep thought, and even wanted to dig it out to see what it looked like, and then asked, "Is he also a cat clan?" "Yes," Beerus replied. Unfortunately, as Beerus said, he also told Luo Tian everything about Wu Taidu's sealing of Quincy God. Luo Tian was silent again. This product will also be a magic wave? Could it be that he will be reincarnated to the earth in the future? Go seal that guy named Piccolo Daimao again. Did you die because of Mo Fumbua every time you reincarnated? So you have to work hard and strive to become the most powerful cat people in the cat star. Only in this way can you save your planet. Luo Tian encouraged the two little guys. Both Champa and Beerus showed endless anticipation and excitement. First of all, I want to tell you that these rat races that invade your planet are nothing to be afraid of. If I make a move, I can wipe out all the rat races in no more than 3 days. Luo Tian put his hands behind his back and said to follow Champa and Beerus. Both Champa and Beerus showed shock on their faces, but the two little guys didn't doubt it. After all, Beerus saw with his own eyes that the 4 elders were easily defeated by Luo Tian. But I hope that you could become stronger through your own hard work and personally wipe out these rat tribes and restore peace to your planet. Luo Tian encouraged. Yes, Master. Champa and Beerus answered in unison. Master, you mean gods of destruction is their real boss, right? Beerus had heard Luo Tian and the 4 elders talking about gods of destruction before, and immediately put the question in his heart asked out. That's right. You're right, Beerus. Gods of destruction is their real boss. Only by defeating gods of destruction can these rat race be completely eliminated. Luo Tian nodded solemnly. So, Master, can you beat gods of destruction? Beerus asked with some expectation. Frankly speaking, I'm afraid the current me is not gods of destruction's opponent. Luo Tian felt that there was nothing to be ashamed of. What about opponents who aren't gods of destruction? As long as you practice well, you can definitely surpass gods of destruction. Even you, Master, are not the opponent of gods of destruction? So how powerful is gods of destruction? Beerus was stunned. Hey, Beerus, what exactly is the gods of destruction you told Master about? Champa listened lonely. Champa has only seen Luo Tian use destruction, but he really doesn't know what gods of destruction is. A god who specializes in destruction? Champa asked again. Actually, I'm not very clear. Beerus scratched his head. Master, can you tell us what gods of destruction is? Simply put, the gods of destruction is the most powerful god in this universe, and it is a ceiling that is difficult for human beings to surpass. Luo Tian replied, What? The most powerful god in the universe? Champa cried out. Beerus' eyes widened even more, showing endless shock. That Master. How about we wash up and sleep? At first we thought we could defeat these rat tribes only through our own efforts. Champa swallowed with difficulty and smiled bitterly. As a result, you tell me, what we're going to challenge is the most powerful god in this universe. Champa, don't let others' aspirations destroy your prestige. Beerus snorted after a brief shock. Even if it is the gods of destruction, as long as we practice hard, we may not be able to surpass the gods of destruction. Beerus is right. As long as you practice hard, you will definitely be able to surpass gods of destruction. Luo Tian nodded in satisfaction. And my ideal is to train you two to become the strongest gods of destruction. Champa froze. Beerus was also dumbfounded and didn't recover for a long time. Master wants to train the two of us to become gods of destruction? Can we really be gods of destruction? Both of you are extremely talented cat people. I believe that under my training, you will grow into 2 outstanding gods of destruction in time. Luo Tian smiled slightly and encouraged the 2 little guys some. Champa and Beerus looked at each other with endless anticipation in their eyes. It was as if the sky had brightened at this moment. The dark forest is also bathed in endless sunlight. Chapter 32 today, I will teach you to destroy. Master, how many gods of destruction are there in our universe? Champa asked quickly. A universe has only 1 gods of destruction. Luo Tian said with a smile. So I still have to compete with Beerus for the title of Gods of Destruction? Champa suddenly died down. Forget it. We are brothers, and I don't want to kill each other. TCH, Champa, you just say you can't beat me if you can't beat me. Why are you saying so provocatively? Beerus giggled. Stop stinking farts. Who said I can't beat you? I just don't want to fight you seriously. I'm actually very strong. Champa clenched his fists tightly. I mean that there's only one Gods of Destruction in a universe. Luo Tian took the words and introduced with a smile. But we don't have only one universe. What does it mean that there is not only one universe? Beerus was stunned, showing disbelief on his face. Are there other universes? That's right. Besides this universe, there are many more universes. Luo Tian said, our current universe is called the 7th universe, and the Gods of Destruction of this universe is a map of the rat race. And there is another one in the 6th universe. Gods of Destruction, also Rat Clan, his name is Rilliger. Beerus also heard from the 4 elders, right? Beerus nodded vigorously. The 4 elders of the Rat Clan? Master, have you and Beerus seen them? Champa was taken aback and asked quickly. Hey, you don't know yet. Master has already wiped them out easily. Beerus chuckled. Really? As expected of a master. Champa clapped his hands happily. I said that the rats on this planet are nothing if I think about it. Luo Tian said flatly. But I hope you'll defeat them through your own efforts. Yes, master. Champa and Beerus nodded solemnly again and answered loudly. Master, the castles that disappeared recently, was it done by you, master? Beerus asked tentatively. That's right, I did it. Luo Tian didn't deny it. Master did it. Beerus was both surprised and happy, feeling that today is really the right time. If you have any questions, please ask slowly later. What I want to teach you next is Gods of Destruction's exclusive skill Gods of Destruction skill. Luo Tian's expression became serious. Champa and Beerus also stood at attention and nodded excitedly. Simply put, destruction is a skill of God. It is to completely destroy the target from 1 to 0. Luo Tian said, slightly raised his right hand, and a cloud of purple destructive energy had already emerged in his hand. After these days of hard training and constantly absorbing the energy of the Rat Clan, Luo Tian's damage has also increased a lot compared to before. Now, what Luo Tian can be sure of is that as long as he thinks about it, the whole cat star will disappear immediately. This time, Luo Tian's destructive strength has increased a lot. This is destructive energy. Luo Tian smiled and waved his hand toward a boulder in the distance. Snapped. After the boulder came into contact with the destructive energy, it turned into nothingness at that time and disappeared in an instant. Although both Champa and Beerus had seen the divine power of destruction, they were also dumbfounded after seeing Master's demonstration with their own eyes. Is this destruction? It's so gorgeous. Champa was very excited. I want to learn. I want to become the strongest Gods of Destruction. Beerus clenched his fists tightly. Master, how do we condense the destructive energy? Champa asked hastily. It's very simple. As long as you focus on destroying, you can gather destructive energy. Luo Tian smiled slightly. Champa, Beerus, is it that simple? Of course, it is very difficult to achieve this. First of all, you have to practice from the basic skills. Luo Tian said, in the next period of time, you should first practice hard with me, and I will teach you some basic skills. Yes, master. Champa and Beerus immediately answered loudly. Ratfolk, Castle 1. This is the castle where 4 elders live. Of course, this number 1 castle is also a huge universe spaceship. But now, the Lord of City No, 1 and several leaders warrior are lost in thought in the meeting room. What about people? What about the elders? The 4 elders went out for a trip. Why haven't they come back yet? And they have no news at all. And even the communicator cannot call them. What happened? The city lord had a bad premonition, and his face was cloudy. My lord, what happened recently is really too weird. First, the 3 castles mysteriously disappeared, and now even the 4 elders have disappeared. A leader said in a deep voice, I heard that the 4 elders, it seems to be inviting God Quincy Master Quincy? Could it be that they're going to meet God Quincy in the universe space? The City Lord pondered. We have already built signal transmitters in this star field, and we will be able to contact the four elders even in the universe space. The leader replied, even in places where there is no signal, it is impossible for the four elders to communicate with each other. No signal. Chapter 33, Gods of Destruction of the Seventh Universe. The City Lord nodded approvingly. Yes, even if one elder cannot be contacted. What about the other three elders? It can't be that the four elders can't be contacted, right? Moreover, God Quincy also lost the news. Check it out for me and find out what's going on no matter what. The City Lord gritted his teeth and ordered. A large number of rat tribes flew out of Castle Number 1, looking around for relevant information. Not only Castle Number 1, but the rat tribe warriors in other castles started a detailed search on this planet. However, it is strange to be able to find it. After all, even the four great elders disappeared, and God Quincy also disappeared. The Cat Clan soon learned of this exciting event and began to organize the warriors to counterattack. Without the assistance of the four great elders and God Quincy, the Rat Clan retreated steadily, and many Rat Clans were killed. Although there are still many city lords in the Rat Clan, there are also many powerful warriors in the Cat Clan. For the first time, the Cat Clan has achieved a major victory in Total War. Universe Center. Gods of Destruction Star. Hundreds of millions of years ago, the world of Gods of Destruction was just a single planet. The planet is right at the center of the universe. In other words, the realm of Gods of Destruction is located in the realm of humans. But Supreme Kai lives in the God realm, because Supreme Kai was born to be a god. Not to mention Supreme Kai, even the king of the realm is born a god. Kaiwan grew up on a planet called Jixingsing, which is a huge planet similar to Jai Wengsing. At the same time, all the kings of the world are born from the fruit of a huge world tree on the world core star, and are born in the form of core people. Core people, regardless of gender, have an average life expectancy of about 75,000 years. They learn various knowledge in cities like schools and live a very leisurely life. If the king of a certain king planet dies, the next king of the world will be selected from among these core people. However, Supreme Kai is different. The candidates for Supreme Kai are selected from the core people born from rare gold fruit. It can be said that Supreme Kai is a more advanced core person. Gods of Destruction, to put it bluntly, is a powerful god elected from among humans. At this moment, on the planet of Gods of Destruction, the figure of Gods of Destruction looked at Kalu, who appeared beside him with a horrified expression. What did you say? Master Zeno erased the 18th universe. Tu Shandon's face became more and more ugly. If I didn't run fast, I'm afraid I would be wiped out by Master Zeno. Kalu was trembling all over. How did this happen? When did you provoke Master Zeno? Tu Dandon asked with some fear. Why would I provoke him? I still want to know why. Karu gritted his teeth. Does elder brother know about this? Tu Dandon asked. I haven't told my elder brother yet. However, I think the news that the 18th universe has been erased will soon reach the ears of other gods of destruction, and my elder brother will also learn about it. Lu replied, wait a minute, you eat this healing fruit first. Tu Dandon said, took out a red fruit from his castle, and handed it to Karu. Karu didn't have any hesitation, and immediately ate the fruit in one bite. Immediately, Karu's arm, which Zeno had wiped out, grew back and regained its original brilliance. Healing fruit? Your universe has such a magical thing. Karu sighed. I discovered it by accident. Tu Dandon replied. Healing fruit is a trivial matter. I want to know now, why did Master Zeno erase your universe? You asked me how do I know? Karu shook his head. Well, let's contact Big Brother now to see if Big Brother knows what happened. Tu Shandan suggested. Karu didn't object. Immediately afterwards, Tu Shan immediately got in touch with Relajo, the gods of destruction of the 6th universe, through the communicator. Isn't this the second child? Why are you free to contact me? Relajo's sharp voice came from another universe. Brother, Karu is here with me. Tu Dandon replied. Is the third child at your place? Is this guy really free? Did he visit your place? Relajo smiled. Big brother, The 18th universe is gone. It was erased by Master Zeno. Tu Dandan said. Relajo was silent at that time and didn't come back to his senses for a long time. What did you say? Say it again. Relajo said in a deep voice. Master Zeno erased the 18th universe. Karu replied. If I hadn't run fast, I'm afraid I would have disappeared along with it. Third brother, haven't I told you many times? That fellow Zeno is very powerful. Be respectful to him. Why do you provoke him when you have nothing to do? Relajo reprimanded him. Brother, why do I have nothing to provoke Zeno? I wouldn't do such a stupid thing. I swear I never provoked him. Kalu quickly raised his hand and swore. I haven't seen Mr. Zeno for more than 3,000 years. How do you think I would provoke him? Chapter 34. 6 universes disappeared. Suddenly Relago was silent again. You didn't offend Master Zeno. Why did Master Zeno erase the 18th universe? By the way, are you letting our rat race multiply quickly in your universe? Relajo suddenly thought of something and asked hastily. Karu didn't answer because there was nothing wrong with what the elder brother said. Tushandan also smiled bitterly with a slightly embarrassed expression on his face because the universe where Tu Dandan is located is also vigorously developing the rat race, even worse than Karu's 18th universe. And the second child, you too, Relajo persuaded. I have told you many times, don't deliberately develop the rat race. The descendants of our race, let them fend for themselves. If you can't bear it, just leave a direct descendant and arrange a very good planet for them. Wouldn't it be better for them to live a good life? Why do you insist on letting them invade other planets? Brother, I have to refute this matter. Tu Danhan shook his head, holding different opinions. We finally became gods of destruction. Of course, we want to make our family live a better life. Let them doing what we want. Are we wrong? It's too much. Relajo sighed. Neither Tu Dandan nor Karu answered the call. This matter has been disputed by the 3 brothers for many years. According to the boss Relajo, if one deliberately develops one's own race, sooner or later it will attract attention and cause some unnecessary troubles. But the second child and the third child love their own race very much and want to develop their own race. Let me tell you this. If Lord Zeno knows that you're also vigorously developing the rat race, the next universe to disappear will probably be the 7th universe. Brother, don't scare me. Tu Dandan sweated on his face. Brother, don't talk about us. Just ask the other gods of destruction and see what they think of this matter. Karu said solemnly. Okay, I'll contact other gods of destruction to have a look. It's hard to tell if it's because of your personal reasons that Zeno erased your universe. Relajo sighed helplessly and then ended the call. After about half an hour, Relajo got in touch with Tu Dandan again. Brother, have you found the reason? Karu and Tushandan hurriedly asked. The specific reason is not very clear, but the matter is more terrifying than you imagined. Relajo's face became extremely ugly. What's wrong? Karu asked hurriedly. I asked Quasi the cartoon mouse of the 4th universe. Although we are not the same race, we are all branches of mice after all, and the relationship is still good. Rue Degeo sighed. Koichi told me that not only the 4th universe disappeared, the 18th universe, the 13th universe, the 14th universe, the 15th universe, the 16th universe, and the 17th universe. A total of 6 universes were erased by Zeno-sama. What? 6 universes disappeared all at once. Tushandan screamed, his expression changing again and again. Karu felt more balanced in his heart. It turns out that it wasn't just our 18th universe that disappeared. The other 5 universes also disappeared. Not only did the universe disappear, but all the gods of destruction, Supreme Kai, and other gods and all things in the universe also disappeared together. Relajo said in a deep voice. Only the 3rd child escaped by chance. Maybe the area where the 3rd child is located happens to be the edge of the universe. What? All gods of destruction and realm king Shindu disappeared. Kalu lost his voice with lingering fear. What happened? Does Kisi know? Tu Dandan hurriedly asked. The specific reason is not very clear to Kisi, But after a brief analysis, Kisi and I found a commonality among the 6 universes that disappeared. Religio sighed long. What do you have in common, brother? Tu Dandan asked. As I was worried, besides the 3rd universe, the Goat clan of the 13th universe, the Snake clan of the 14th universe, the Rabbit clan of the 15th universe, the Tiger clan of the 16th universe, the 17th universe, the Bull clan of the universe, the Shindu who are destroying the 5 universes are developing their own race, allowing their own race to continue to grow and even dominating the universe. Religio said in a deep voice. Figure alone does not speak. Karu was even more silent. It seems that there is nothing wrong with what the elder brother said. Karu has also heard that the gods of destruction of these 5 universes are also developing their own race. After all, it's hard to become gods of destruction. Who doesn't want to let their people live a better life? Whatever they want, let them do it in this universe. The sky is falling and gods of destruction, are holding on. It's just that what Karu didn't expect was that Master Zeno would make a move and he could really erase the universe. Erased 6 universes at once. What a great deal. Tu Shandan was also frightened. His face turned pale for a while, and the hair on his body changed color. If what Big Brother said is true, then our universe is also in danger. Because the rats of our 7th universe also ruled the entire universe. Chapter 35, it's the talkative Supreme, Kai again. Second brother, let me tell you solemnly, stop your stupid behavior immediately. Religio yelled. Immediately withdraw your deployment in the 7th universe rat clan and find a planet for them. Let them live safely on that planet. But Big Brother, there are at least 800 billion ethnic groups in our universe. Tu Shandan said with a wry smile. What are you talking about? You have grown the ethnic group to such a huge number. Religio exclaimed. This? Tu Shanhan lowered his head. Find them a superstar. Isn't it 800 billion? It's not too big, Religio suggested. Tu Dan was a little hesitant for a while. What do you have to hesitate about now? Do you want your universe to disappear? Religio reprimanded loudly. I see. I'll contact the ethnic group and ask them to gather their battle lines and come to my place immediately. Tu Dandan gritted his teeth and finally made up his mind. This is a matter of life and death for the universe. It's better to take back these ethnic groups first. Brother is right. If Master Zeno really erases the universe because of this incident, he really has to keep a low profile in the future. Go and contact the gods of each ethnic group in person, and then find them a superstar. Do you understand? You should do this right away. Religio ordered. I understand, Big Brother. Tu Dandan nodded obediently. Third, you are like this. Now you and I will go to Lord Zeno's temple immediately, and I will accompany you to confess to Lord Zeno. Religio said to Kalu again. Confession. Karu was taken aback. By the way, Kisi said that it might be Karu, Supreme Kai Sawyer of a universe, who made a small report to Master Zeno, saying that there are problems in your universe. Religio sighed. What did you say? Supreme Kai, the guy with the long mouth. Is it really him? Karu's face showed anger. I think Supreme Kai Sawyer just want to file a lawsuit and ask Master Zeno to punish you. But what he didn't expect is that Master Zeno will erase all 6 universes of yours at once. Religio said, helplessly shook his head. Supreme Kai BD, I just said that the God King knows so much. Sure enough, the two of them have hooked up. Karu gritted his teeth, trembling with hatred. Of course, Karu hates Supreme Kai. Karu also has nothing to hate Luo Tian. After all, in Karu's view, Luo Tian has already been wiped out by Mr. Zeno. God King? Which family? Religio was taken aback. Is it Yuan Zun's family? Tu Dandan asked in surprise. That's right. It's that human race, which is also Yuan Zun's clan. According to the investigation, that kid is still a descendant of Yuan Zun. Karu smiled softly. But it's a pity that he has disappeared. Yuan Zun. It's just a pity for that old guy. After all, he was also a person of the same era as us back then. Religio seemed to think of the past and expressed endless emotion. In fact, back then, if it wasn't, it's been a long time in the past, don't talk about it, don't talk about it. Brother, what do you mean? Let me confess to Lord Zeno, Karoo asked, and felt that there was no need to talk about Yuanzun's family. After all, that family has completely disappeared. I'll go with you, and I'll make amends with you. Relejo nodded, his expression becoming more serious. Think about it. It stands to reason that you should disappear with the 18th universe. But you survived, yes. You should report this matter to Master Zeno immediately. If Master Zeno knows in advance, maybe he will erase you again and even erase the 7th universe you are in now. The picture on the side just jumped up when he was frightened. I'm definitely not scaremongering. Relego said in a deep voice, you shouldn't go to the second child. You should go directly to Master Zeno. Is it too late to go now? Karoo asked tremblingly. As long as your attitude is sincere, I think Master Zeno might forgive you. Relego replied, I'll go with you. What about me? I should also apologize to Lord Zeno. Tu Shandan suggested. You don't want to go? If all three of us go, Lord Zeno thinks that we are joining forces to rebel. Relego analyzed. Go to your universe immediately and recall all the rat race that invaded other planets outside. This matter the sooner the better. Then the third child, and I will truthfully report your matter to Mr. Zeno, saying that you know you are wrong and are correcting your mistakes. At present, we can only gamble. If we don't gamble, I'm afraid the only way is to disappear. Gone. I listened to Big Brother. I'm going to recall our ethnic group. Tu Shandan nodded solemnly. Third brother, let's gather at Wuzaji, and then go to Lord Zeno's temple together. Relego made the arrangement again. Chapter 36 Prophecy Fish. Gods of destruction will change hands. Yes, brother. Karoo replied. That's it. Let's go now. Relego ended the call after finishing speaking. Karoo also simply tidied up and planned to leave immediately. Tu Dandan took out 108 glass balls, intending to get in touch with the gods of the Rat Clan. These Shindu are equivalent to Long Texi or Quincy. They are all liaisons in the universe of Tudun. Moreover, these Shindu are very powerful, and if anyone comes out, the combat power must at least reach the height of hundreds of millions. Then, I'm leaving, second brother. Kalu greeted. Take care. Tushan nodded. Just when Karoo was about to leave. Call out. A fish suddenly jumped out of the lake in the distance. This fish rode in the fish tank and flew towards this side. In just an instant, the fish in the fish tank came to Kalu and Tu Dandan. Isn't this Lord Karoo? The prophecy fish froze for a moment. Prophecy fish, what are you doing out here at this time? Is there any new prophecy? Tu Dandan asked hastily. I do have a new prophecy. The prophecy fish nodded. I predict that the chaos of the universe will come to an end, and the next hundreds of millions of years will usher in the vigorous development of the universe. Don't predict these useless things. Just predict whether our 7th universe will be wiped out or not. Tu Dandan said with a black face. Erased? Master Tu Dandan, why do you ask such a question? The prophecy fish was stunned. You are a prophecy fish, don't you know? The 13th universe to the 18th universe were all erased by Master Zeno. Didn't you even predict this? Tu Shanhan yelled at the prophecy fish. Prophecy fish. I'm the prophecy fish, but I'm not a know-it-all. The prophecy fish showed a look of grievance. FKU. Tu Shanhan became impatient and slapped the fish tank of the prophecy fish. The fish tank and the predicted fish spun rapidly in the air. Snap! The fish tank was also broken on the spot the next moment. Boom! It was predicted that the fish fell into the lake below, and many small stars appeared in front of his eyes, and he almost fainted. But soon the prophecy fish shook its head vigorously, jumped out of the lake, flew into the sky, and fell in love with Tu Dandan from a distance. Tu Dandan, why are you still so irritable? The prophecy fish said loudly. Get out! Tu Dandan yelled. You pay me for the fish tank. The prophecy fish shouted. Okay, I'll pay you right now. Tu Shandan gathered energy in his hands. The prophesied fish's face changed color. Second brother, why do you need to meet a fish? Karoo said with a smile. He's the only one who's still a fish. Tu Shan sneered contemptuously. Not a fart. That being said, Tadandon has already recovered the condensed energy. It is true that there is no need to be as knowledgeable as a fish. I'll go first, Karu said, already slowly flying into the sky. By the way, I also predicted that gods of destruction of the 7th universe and the 6th universe will change hands soon. After the prophecy fish finished saying this, it immediately dived into the lake and disappeared. Stop for me. Tadandon yelled loudly. A jet of energy in his hand hit the lake. Boom! The lake rose to a height of 3 meters, and the mist filled the air. Hey, second brother, is this guy's prediction accurate? Karu asked dumbfounded. Don't listen to his nonsense. His predictions are never accurate. Tadandon shook his head. When I catch him next time, let's see how I deal with him. Okay, then I'll go first. Karu didn't take it seriously and turned into a purple streamer and left the planet of gods of destruction in an instant. Tadandon didn't dare to delay at all and controlled 108 glass balls to float in front of him. Snapped! Shanhan waved his hand gently at the 108 glass balls. Immediately, the 108 glass balls began to call out to the gods of the group at the same time, including that Quincy god. The next moment, the faces of rats gradually appeared on the 108 glass balls. Greetings, Lord Ancestral God. After the mouse's face appeared, he immediately knelt down and bowed to the picture Shan. Shanhan quickly glanced at the 108 glass balls. At present, there are 2 glass balls where no mouse shadow has yet emerged. Report to Lord Ancestor. God Gwent went to the toilet. The communicator was put outside for fear of contamination. A timid voice answered from the other glass ball. Quincy, what's the situation on your side? Tadandon asked Quincy God's glass ball. Catstar. Dark Forest. Luo Tian is teaching Beerus and Champa to practice. Sure enough, the talents of these 2 little guys are outstanding. Beerus, in particular, is almost a no-brainer. Luo Tian even saw his shadow in Beerus. This kid's talent can compete with mine. And under Luo Tian's careful training, Beerus finally comprehended a trace of destructive energy. At this moment, Beerus had already pinched a stone the size of an egg in his hand. Destroy. A ray of destructive energy emerged from Beerus' hands. Chapter 37 Rat Clan Withdrawal snapped. Just in the blink of an eye, the egg-sized stone turned into nothingness and disappeared in an instant. Champa on the side showed a look of envy and hatred. Why? They were born with one father and one mother. Why did you comprehend destruction in such a short period of time? Well, I didn't even get started. Champa wanted to cry. It means that my talent is better than yours. Beerus chuckled. Isn't that right, master? Schwa. Just as Beerus was saying this, Luo Tian quickly appeared behind him with a movement of his body. Beerus reacted extremely quickly, punching backwards in a hurry. Boom! It's just that Luo Tian was even faster, and he slapped Beerus on the back with his palm, causing Beerus to fall to the ground at that time. Beerus howled in pain. Master, you are stupid. You suddenly launched a sneak attack. Beerus snorted, with an unhappy expression on his face. Okay, then I will beat you blatantly this time. Luo Tian smiled, leaving a phantom on the spot for an instant. After Image Fist, since Luo Tian knew that this was the Dragon Ball world, it was basically easy to master these special tricks, including the Solar Flare and Ki Yuan Slash released by Luo Tian against Karu before. They were also all temporarily comprehended by him. In fact, these things are the control of Ki. As long as the Ki is well controlled, these tricks are easy to implement. What? 2 masters? Are you kidding me? Which one is real? Beerus looked back and forth, completely confused. On top, Champa pointed above Beerus. Beerus immediately looked up to the sky. Sure enough, Master Luo Tian had already appeared directly above him. Boom! Luo Tian kicked over and kicked Beerus to the ground. Beerus grimaced in pain, but felt the pain and was happy. Ha ha, Beerus, you idiot! Champa laughed, gloating from the sidelines. Boom! With a movement, Luo Tian reappeared behind Champa and kicked his A. Champa hit Beerus hard, and the 2 little guys were on top of each other. Okay, that's the end of today's training. Luo Tian smiled and said, Give me something to eat. Before he knew it, Luo Tian had been on Cat Star for a month. The last time I ate was ham from Champa. Although it is unpalatable, it can fill the stomach. Also, this dark forest is really strange. It's been such a long time, and I haven't even seen a small animal. In such a big forest, there's not even a wild boar. Luo Tian really felt that the ham brought by Champa was too unpalatable. There is none in this area. They're in the north, but there are very few. Champa explained, the food these years has been handed over to the rat race. Both of you go to hunt a wild boar and come back. I want to roast a wild boar to eat. Luo Tian ordered. Yes, master. Beerus readily agreed. The two little guys set off immediately. Just when Champa and Beerus had just left, Luo Tian suddenly felt a slight vibration on the ground over there. Luo Tian was slightly taken aback and looked in that direction. In that place were a few old clothes. After Luo Tian came to Cat Star, the clothes on his body were already in tatters. Later, Champa and Beerus brought a new set of clothes from the village to Luo Tian. Luo Tian put the old clothes on the open space, but he didn't destroy the clothes. After all, that was the last thought of the human race. At the same time, Luo Tian also put God Quincy's glass ball inside his clothes. It was a glass ball that shook. Luo Tian stepped forward and was about to take a look at his clothes when he heard someone talking. Forget it, don't wait. Tu Shandon's voice sounded. Luo Tian didn't take off his clothes immediately. He already knew that Gods of Destruction was talking to this side. This voice is relatively unfamiliar. Luo Tian guessed that it was probably the Gods of Destruction map of the 7th universe. From now on, you immediately evacuate the races on all planets. Tu Danshan issued an order to the 108 gods. You all move to the superstar near my Gods of Destruction star. There is enough room for you all races. Luo Tian was taken aback again. Evacuate? The Gods of Destruction said to evacuate? Don't evacuate. If you evacuate, whose energy should I absorb? Lord Ancestor God, why do you want to evacuate? Now we have controlled almost all the planets, and the entire universe is our rat clan's world. Yes, Lord Ancestral God, we have developed for so many years, and it is not easy to achieve today's achievements. Isn't it a pity to evacuate now? My lord, what happened? Many rat gods were discussing for a while. Chapter 38, Gods of Destruction. What do you know? I told you to evacuate, and you should obey the order. Tu Dandan sternly said, immediately. If anyone dares to disobey the order, I will immediately go over and destroy this group. Don't blame me for being cruel. Yes, the many rats shivered violently and quickly agreed. It's best not to play tricks on me. If you let me know, I will destroy you without hesitation. Tu Dandan ordered again. I'm talking about all the races, all the rat races on other planets. All the reserved areas are evacuated. Not a single one can be left behind. Yes, many rat gods bowed and saluted tremblingly. Hurry up and make arrangements. Tu Dandan ordered. After finishing speaking, Tu Shandan waved his big hand lightly, directly ending the call with the other 107 mouse gods. These 107 glass balls also fell from the air instantly. Tu Dandan waved his hand again and took the 107 glass balls. Immediately afterwards, Tu Shanhan looked at the last glass ball, which belonged to Quincy. Quincy, what's the matter with you? Tu Dandan found a faint light shining through the darkness, as if it was inside the clothes. Luo Tian did not speak. Quincy, hurry up and talk. Tu Shandan pointed at the glass ball, and an invisible divine power quickly covered it. Immediately, the glass ball on Luo Tian's side vibrated even more violently. Even looking at the trend, if this vibration frequency continues to develop, the clothes covered above will probably be shaken off. Luo Tian stepped forward and stepped on the glass ball and his clothes into the ground. Picture only. What's the situation? What is this guy Quincy doing? Quincy, did you hear me? Tu Dandan shouted loudly. However, there was still no movement. Snapped. Tu Shandan became a little impatient and took the glass ball back directly. Quincy, are you going to let the Ancestor God go to your place in person? Tu Dandan gritted his teeth. That location is really far away, and it takes several days to fly. Wait a few more days. Maybe that guy in Quincy was in the pit too. In the next few days, Tu Shan Shan contacted Quincy from time to time. However, Luo Tian took advantage of the time when the glass ball stopped vibrating, wrapped the glass ball in his clothes, and buried it in the ground. It would be strange if Tu Shan could contact Quincy. After 2 days, Champa and Beerus returned with a goat on their shoulders. Master, we didn't find a wild boar, only this goat. Champa and Beerus apologized, somewhat frustrated. It's okay, goats are fine, you can eat whole roasted lambs. Luo Tian handled the goats himself. Master, is this food edible? The smell of meat is very strange. Champa shook his head. That's right, Master. In our cat star, we don't eat animals like goats. The taste is too weird. It smells like urine. Beerus nodded. That's what you don't know how to do. Luo Tian smiled, set up a bonfire again, and started to roast the whole lamb. Immediately afterwards, Luo Tian extracted the salt from nearby rocks and sprinkled it on the goats. With the taste of salt soaking into the meat of the goat, the fragrance of the goat also wafts out. Champa and Beerus salivated after smelling the goat. Luo Tian was full after eating a leg of lamb. The rest of the whole roast lamb was shared by Champa and Beerus. It's the first time I've eaten such delicious food. Beerus was amazed. I didn't expect that goats can eat like this. Today is really a good experience. Champa clicked his mouth vigorously. Huh? What's the matter? Master, why do I feel that the ground over there is shaking? Is there an earthquake going to happen? Beerus ate and suddenly sensed the vibration of the glass ball over there. Speak softly. Luo Tian made a booing gesture. What happened, Master? Champa asked in a low voice. It's the communicator of God, Quincy, and gods of destruction ringing. Luo Tian smiled. What? Did the gods of destruction know that we sealed Quincy? Beerus' face changed color. When you were looking for the goats, the gods of destruction named Tu Dandan issued an order to let all the rat race evacuate the planet they conquered and arrange for them to live in a superstar. Luo Tian pondered. As for why the Dandan gods of destruction issued such an order, Luo Tian doesn't know. Are they going to evacuate? Champa scratched his head, not knowing what was going on. If my guess is correct, if the gods of destruction map alone has not been able to contact Quincy, then there is a great possibility that he will descend on the cat star himself. The corners of Luo Tian's mouth raised slightly, and a faint smile awoke Radiant. What? Is the gods of destruction coming to destroy our cat star? Beerus' face changed again and again. So you don't have much time left. I feel like he will come here in less than 3 days. Luo Tian pondered. Chapter 39 Beerus, your battle begins now. Hey, Master, should we release Quincy? Champa hurriedly suggested. As long as that Quincy is willing to show up and cooperate with us, gods of destruction won't dare to come over, right? Champa, what are you kidding? Do you think that Quincy will do what you say? Beerus scolded. If he comes out, he will definitely report to gods of destruction immediately. Beerus, let Quincy out. Luo Tian smiled slightly and issued an order to Beerus. Huh? Want him to talk to gods of destruction? Beerus was a little dazed. You two have been practicing with me for 20 days. Luo Tian smiled and said, your strength has also been greatly improved, and now I need you two to join forces to defeat Quincy. After hearing Luo Tian's words, Champa and Beerus were stunned at the time. It's time for actual combat, Luo Tian ordered. But we've only been practicing for 20 days, Master. Champa wanted to cry. Do you want us to directly challenge a god like Quincy? Let's challenge a city lord first. In the past 20 days, your cat clan has regained a lot of lost ground, and you have defeated the rat clan in several battles. Luo Tian smiled. Those city lords are not worthy of your challenge. They are too weak. I need you to fight against them in the future. Challenge gods of destruction. Only by defeating gods of destruction can the two of you grow faster. I'm fine. I want to avenge Taidu Wu myself. Beerus finally made up his mind and nodded solemnly. Okay, fight. Champa clenched his fists tightly. Wait for me. I'm going to get Quincy's seal. Beerus disappeared immediately after saying that. In less than 3 minutes, Beerus returned with the sealed ball. In order to prevent this guy from escaping, I want to set up a protective shield in this area. Luo Tian pondered and raised his big hand upwards, releasing a burst of energy in his hand. This powerful energy quickly flew into the sky and stopped at a position about 100 meters above the sky. The energy turned into a hemispherical shield, quickly covering this area. At the same time, the range covered by the shield does not include Quincy's communicator. Fighting inside this shield will not let the gods of destruction map alone notice anything. Luo Tian is still not guaranteed to defeat gods of destruction to Dandan. Unless the opponent is caught off guard, step forward and grab his body to absorb his destructive energy. But this move was quickly denied by Luo Tian. You grab the body of gods of destruction and absorb his destructive energy. But with the strength of gods of destruction, you should be able to break free immediately, and maybe it will give you a fatal blow. Although Luo Tian's strength has been greatly improved now, he has also absorbed a lot of energy. But as gods of destruction himself said, God has a godly way of fighting. It's like when Kalu condensed a very huge destructive energy. At the same time, he stared at Luo Tian and fixed Luo Tian. Luo Tian broke free for a long time, but did not break free. This is how God fights. Luo Tian still needs to continue to learn and comprehend before he can compete with gods of destruction. Luo Tian thought about it carefully, and the only way to defeat gods of destruction now is to let the divine absorption reach the second level as soon as possible. As long as the divine suction enters the second layer, Luo Tian can absorb his energy through the opponent's physical attack. Otherwise, the chances of winning are very small. Therefore, Luo Tian also has to raise his divine absorption to the second level as soon as possible in these few days. The diameter of this shield is 100 meters, which is enough for the two of you to fight. Luo Tian said, I will not interfere this time. If you two are unfortunately killed by him, I have to find someone else to train again, maybe change to another race. Hearing Luo Tian's words, the expressions of Champa and Beerus also became extremely dignified. Master, you are too foolish. We have only practiced with you for 20 days. Especially Champa. The corner of his mouth twitched. Beerus somehow understood destruction. I don't understand destruction yet. It's over. Maybe this time I will die in battle. The first thing you have to do is to overcome the fear in your heart. Luo Tian explained. You have been oppressed by the rat race all along, and your fear has penetrated into your bones and hearts. So I hope you will pass this battle and become a true warrior. Yes, Master. Champa and Beerus nodded gravely. Boom! Luo Tian pointed to the seal of the black sphere with his hand. With a muffled sound, the seal was blasted open on the spot. The next moment, Quincy sat on the ground with a confused face, panting heavily, and his face became extremely ugly. Chapter 40 Beerus and Champa joined forces. Beerus felt helpless. Brother Wutaidu, I'm sorry. Quincy, whom you finally sealed, was released by my master. Today, I will avenge you. I want to kill him with my own hands. The culprit of our cat star is him. This rat god who commands tens of thousands of rat clans. What Beerus didn't know was that God Quincy actually commanded tens of thousands of rat race. The god Quincy commands at least 8 billion rat races. Those who came to Cat Planet are only a small part of the nearly tens of billions of mouse tribes. There are 108 mouse gods, and almost every mouse god has 5 to 8 billion races. Moreover, the rat race reproduces extremely fast, and a litter is formed in one go. Rats can give birth to 6 to 8 babies a year. The pregnancy period is 21 days, and they reproduce every 2 months. Moreover, the mouse family grows extremely fast. The young mice can crawl after 1 week of birth, walk upright after 2 weeks, and become adults after 3 months. Generally speaking, a purely female rat family can produce thousands of young rats in the family. The graph alone says that the 7th universe has about 800 billion rat folk, which still controls the population growth. If they're allowed to live, it will be more than 800 billion. I'm afraid the entire universe will be ruled by the rat race. Even so, the number of 800 billion is also a very large group. In this universe, there has never been a race that can reach this amount. Yes, for example, mosquitoes or flies can indeed reach this number, but they have not been born with intelligence. Quincy shook his head vigorously and immediately saw Beerus and Champa appearing opposite him. Besides the two of them, a strange race stood behind them. Quincy frowned. Quincy only knew Beerus. It was his kitten who cooperated with that guy to seal me up. Where's the guy who sealed me? I remember his name is Wu Taidu, right? Quincy asked coldly. He's not here. Your opponent is the two of us. Beerus snorted. Oh, with you two newly weaned kittens? Quincy smiled contemptuously and then glanced at Luo Tian behind the two kittens. Who are you? Is our master. Champa shouted. Okay, you three go up together. Today, I will show you the power of God. Quincy sneered again and again. Go! Luo Tian ordered a Champa and Beerus. Yes, master. Champa and Beerus nodded gravely. Whoa, whoa. The next moment, the two quickly headed towards Quincy's direction. In just a split second, Champa and Beerus drew closer to Quincy. Bang, bang, bang. Champa and Beerus launched a fierce attack on Quincy. Oh, the strength is not bad. It's hard to imagine that you two newly weaned kittens will have such strength. Quincy responded easily, but was a little surprised. Boom! Champa saw the right moment and punched Quincy in the chest. Snap! Quincy grabbed Champa's attacking fist, then grabbed his arm and yanked towards Beerus. Boom! Quincy hit Beerus with Champa's body, knocking Beerus out of the air. Boom! Quincy kicked again, kicking Champa to the ground abruptly. The fight took less than 10 seconds. Champa and Beerus were knocked to the ground. The two little guys also quickly got up from the ground and wiped the scars on their faces. Damn it! Champa gritted his teeth. I won't lose to you. Beerus clenched his fists tightly, unwillingness written all over his face. Just because you two want to defeat me as a god. Quincy sneered again. Champa and Beerus did not hesitate, ready to charge again. Wait a minute. Luo Tian spoke suddenly. Oh, as a master, you finally can't stand it. Quincy said with a smile. Did you, a foreign race, do the disappearance of the Rat Clan castle? The calculation was a bit wrong. The gap between the two of you and him is really too big. Luo Tian did not answer, but sighed. Beerus, Champa, master, you are so pitiful. He nearly killed me and Beerus. Fortunately, that guy didn't play hard. Don't complain. After all, I haven't seen him before. I don't know how strong he is. Luo Tian smiled. Is master going to do it himself? Champa asked. I'll lower his strength first. Luo Tian smiled. Reduce my strength? I'd like to see what method you use to reduce my strength. Quincy laughed loudly, and the laughter became more and more rampant. Immediately afterwards, Quincy looked up and saw the huge shield appearing in the sky. Oh, you also set up a protective shield for this area? Quincy smiled and said, You are trying to trap yourself. Well, this protective shield can be broken easily for me. What will trap you here? Ha ha, you are such an idiot. Chua. Luo Tian disappeared on the spot in an instant. Quincy's smile gradually disappeared, and his expression slowly froze. Luo Tian appeared directly opposite Quincy and pinched his neck, absorbing the energy in his body. Chapter 41. What? Gods of Destruction skill? What? My energy? Quincy was horrified to find that his energy was rapidly collapsing. 3 seconds later, Luo Tian let go of Quincy. Quincy's energy is also dissipated by half. Chua. Luo Tian quickly returned to the position where he was standing just now. Okay, it's not a big problem now. You two continue. Luo Tian ordered a Champa and Beerus. Yes, master. Champa and Beerus were refreshed and ready to fight again. Quincy's face changed again, and he looked at Luo Tian over there with some horror. Who is this guy? Was he absorbing my energy just now? Whoa, whoa. Champa and Beerus charged again in Quincy's direction. Quincy scrambled to the challenge. Hey, who are you? Which planet do you live on? What race are you? Quincy asked Luo Tian loudly while fighting. Luo Tian smiled without saying a word. "Ew. Were you absorbing my energy just now?" Quincy called out again. Boom! Beerus punched Quincy directly in the face hard. Quincy gritted his teeth in pain. Idiot, don't look around during the fight. Beerus snorted. Boom! Champa took the opportunity to kick and hit Quincy in the stomach on the spot. Ah! Quincy gasped in pain and slid back quickly. Soon, Quincy slid close to the shield. Quincy's face changed again and again. What? You two kittens, your strength is already close to that of the 4 great elders. You must not be allowed to develop like this, Quincy said solemnly. As he said that, Quincy stretched out his hand in the air and aimed at Champa and Beerus in the distance. Boom! A powerful energy quickly covered the positions of Champa and Beerus. Champa and Beerus reacted extremely quickly, jumping immediately to avoid the energy attack. It's just that Quincy didn't make up the knife immediately, but hit the nearby protective shield with a heavy punch. Quincy was too scared. Of course, what Quincy is not afraid of is Champa and Beerus. What he is afraid of is that mysterious race. This guy is so weird. It sucked more than half of my energy in just a few seconds. I feel like he'd suck all my energy out of me if he could, until it sucks me to death. I'd better run away now. As long as I unite with the 4 elders and more rat warriors come over, I can push him to the ground and rub him hard. Boom! Quincy's fist hit the shield hard. From Quincy's point of view, this punch of his own could completely break the protective cover, escape from the protective cover, and then fly into the sky and leave this place. OM. However, the moment Quincy's fist touched the shield, Quincy felt as if his fist had hit a very hard object. Ah! Quincy gasped in pain at that moment, feeling as if his bones were about to break. Quincy showed endless shock and looked at the intact shield. That's impossible. Quincy's eyes widened in disbelief. Idiot, do you really think you can get out? Beerus sneered and appeared behind Quincy in an instant, punching him. Boom! Beerus punched Quincy in the back of the head. Quincy gritted his teeth to bear the pain caused by Beerus' fist, and then slapped Beerus hard on the face with his backhand. Blood dripped from the corner of Beerus' mouth immediately. Hey! Champa rushed forward with a stride, hugged Quincy, and hit him heavily on the protective shield behind him. Boom! Quincy elbowed Champa hard, hitting Champa in the head. Champa felt dizzy. Boom! Quincy kicked Champa to the ground with a flying kick. Destroy! Beerus adjusted his body, swung the cat's paw forward, and quickly hit Quincy with a destructive energy. Oh, what a trick! Instead of hiding, Quincy grabbed it. The next moment, Quincy's hand collided with the flame mixed with destructive energy. However, the moment Quincy's hand touched the destructive energy, he suddenly felt endless fear. What is this? Quincy exclaimed again and again. Quincy reacted very quickly and immediately withdrew his hand. Even so, the powerful destructive energy instantly destroyed part of Quincy's hand. The hair, epidermis, and muscles of Quincy's right hand have been destroyed, exposing the bloody bones. Ah! Quincy raised his hand and glanced, and let out a scream. Hoo! Beerus and Champa were also standing in the distance, panting heavily. The series of attacks just now made the 2 little guys feel endlessly exhausted. The 2 also suffered injuries to varying degrees. What was that just now? Quincy cried out. Chapter 42, Are You Gods of Destruction too? Gods of Destruction skill. Isn't it familiar? Beerus grinned. What did you say? Quincy's face changed again and again. Do you think that only your ancestor god can use destruction? Beerus smiled. I can do it too. This kind of thing is not difficult at all. I can learn it as soon as I learn it. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. Quincy exclaimed, screaming sharply. Quincy looked at Luo Tian, who was watching the battle with even more horror. Could it be that guy taught these 2 kittens to destroy? Which universe is he gods of destruction? Today I want to avenge Brother Wu Taidu, and I also want to avenge the cat people who died. I will kill you with my own hands. Beerus shouted loudly. Are you gods of destruction too? Quincy asked angrily. Which universe are you, the gods of destruction? Why do you want to participate in our 7th universe? Master Tu Dandan will never forgive you. I'm not gods of destruction. Luo Tian shook his head. Quincy was stuck. I have said so much. You just say that you are not gods of destruction and you are done? Impossible. You are not gods of destruction. How can you use destruction? Quincy didn't believe it. We are not gods of destruction now, but Champa and I will become the most powerful gods of destruction in the future. Beerus said loudly, just because of you two kittens, you want to become gods of destruction? Quincy smiled contemptuously. Do you really think that you could defeat me, Quincy, with your three-legged cat skills? Boom! After Quincy finished speaking, the energy in his body surged out crazily. After sensing Quincy's size, the faces of Beerus and Champa became extremely solemn. This guy is indeed the god of the Rat Clan. He had been sucked away by his master for more than half of his energy, but he didn't expect him to be so powerful. Ah! Beerus yelled and rushed forward again without hesitation. Not to be outdone, Champa rushed forward with Beerus. Bang, bang, bang. Champa and Beerus once again had a fierce battle with the god Quincy. And after a few rounds of fighting, bang, bang, Quincy punched Beerus in the chest and kicked Champa to the ground. Beerus took a few steps back, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and rushed forward. Ah! Beerus jumped on Quincy's body all of a sudden, opened his mouth wide, and bit Quincy's shoulder. Hey! Beerus ripped a chunk of flesh off Quincy's shoulder. Ah! Quincy let out a cry of pain. Boom! Quincy screamed in pain, grabbed Beerus by the head, and slammed him to the ground. Hey! Champa rushed forward immediately, grabbed Quincy's arm, and bit down hard. Ah! Quincy screamed again in pain. Bang, bang, bang. Quincy grabbed Champa by the collar, lifted him into the air, and threw a combo at him. Boom! Quincy slapped him, sending Champa rolling on the ground several times. Beerus regained his composure and swept Quincy to the ground with a sweep of his leg. The next moment, Beerus opened his mouth again and bit down. The feud between the Cat Clan and the Rat Clan is too deep. Beerus felt a little sorry for those clansmen who died without teeth. Not to be outdone, Champa stepped forward and held Quincy's legs tightly. Quincy struggled nonstop, terribly in pain, and even kicked Champa hard in the face a few times. Champa hugged Quincy's legs tightly, leaned forward, and hit Quincy's balls with his head. Ah! Quincy let out a scream that shook the world and wept ghosts and gods. Luo Tian didn't intervene from the side. This is the only way for Champa and Beerus, the hatred in the hearts of the two of them, and the opportunity for the two of them to overcome the fear in their hearts. Only then can the two of them grow into an even better gods of destruction. Quincy felt like a real FK. Encountered such a style of play, Quincy felt that his mouse Shindu was a bit overwhelmed. Boom! Quincy exploded with energy again, abruptly shaking Champa and Beerus out of him. Except Champa and Beerus hated Quincy. Back then, it was Quincy who brought tens of thousands of rat tribes to the cat planet and killed several powerful cat people on the cat planet with his own hands. Since then, the cat people on the cat planet have been tortured endlessly by the Rat Clan as if they were living in hell. Today, we want to avenge our people. Champa and Beerus pounced again, grabbing and biting Quincy in the most primitive way. Beerus condensed another wave of destructive energy and smashed heavily on Quincy's chest. Quincy kept rolling on the ground in pain, feeling that his vitality was constantly collapsing. Quincy really felt that he might have to explain here. My dignified mouse god, the guide of Lord Gods of Destruction in the universe, did not expect this encounter. Chapter 43. We are running out of time. Lord Ancestral God will never forgive you, Quincy shouted loudly. However, Quincy's shouting became weaker and weaker. Another 20 minutes passed. Quincy was brutally killed by Champa and Beerus. However, Champa and Beerus still didn't intend to give up. They kept biting at his body. The two cats bit Quincy for another 10 minutes. Quincy had been bitten beyond recognition. It's over, Luo Tian sighed. He's already dead. Bang, bang, bang. Champa and Beerus punched and kicked Quincy's body again. The two little guys finally vented their anger and got up from the ground with tears streaming down their faces. You guys did a good job. With the cooperation of the two of you, You finally defeated the god of the rat clan. Luo Tian praised, hugged the two little guys in his arms, and let their tears wet own placket. Woo woo woo. Champa and Beerus couldn't help sobbing and crying loudly. Luo Tian hugged them tightly, stroking their heads as if petting a cat. Another minute or so passed. Champa and Beerus let go of Luo Tian's embrace, looked at the disfigured Quincy, and felt a little embarrassed after calming down. Treat your enemies. Don't be merciful. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Luo Tian smiled generously, and of course he wouldn't blame them. After all, Luo Tian also hated these rats' teeth itching. Seeing that the two little guys were able to avenge themselves today, Luo Tian was also happy for them. In this battle, I found that you still have a lot of shortcomings. Luo Tian sighed. We don't have much time left. I think gods of destruction should start soon. So we have to work hard and work harder to cultivate. Okay, yes. Master, Champa and Beerus stood at attention and nodded together. Gods of Destruction star. In the past few days, Tushan has contacted Quincy from time to time. However, there was still no big reaction there. The picture given is also dark, and nothing can be seen at all. Tu Dandan didn't dare to be careless, and immediately flew into the sky. Call out. Figure Dandan turned into a streamer of purple and red, and quickly roared towards the direction where the cat star was. Tu Dandan intends to personally go to the star field where the cat star is located. That galaxy is in charge of the god Quincy. However, Tu Dandan could no longer contact god Quincy. Tu Dandan flew for a while and looked at the endless universe space and suddenly felt dizzy. From here to the galaxy where Quincy is located, it will take at least 2 days to fly at full speed. Tu Dandan really didn't want to fly for so long, and it will take 2 days to get back. It takes nearly 4 days to go back and forth. Tu Dandan flew above the starry sky, immediately took out a glass ball from inside, and suspended the glass ball in front of him. Snapped! Tu Shanshan waved his hand lightly at the glass ball. Immediately, a picture was displayed on the glass ball. Lord Ancestor God. A white-haired mouse bowed respectfully. Quint, have you evacuated? Tu Shandan asked. Lord Ancestral God, I have issued an order to let all the clansmen evacuate the planet they conquered. Quint replied, Now, the universe spaceship of our rat clan is flying out of the galaxy. Well, not bad. Tu Dandan praised. Lord Ancestral God, what happened? Why did we evacuate? This is the planet we have operated for many years. It is a pity to just give up. Quint really couldn't bear it, but he couldn't disobey the order of the Ancestor God. Quint, you're the closest child of my lineage. Tu Shandan sighed. It's my honor to be able to serve Master Zushin. Quint replied respectfully. I have no choice but to do this, because there are more powerful gods on this universe. You should evacuate for a while, and I will see if you can come out after this incident has passed. Tu Shandan said in a deep voice. Road, what? Is there a more powerful god? Is it stronger than the Ancestor God? Quint asked hastily, is it the gods of destruction from another universe? No, you don't need to know such details. Tu Shanshan shook his head. Yes, Lord Ancestral God. Quint responded hastily. I'm looking for you this time because I have something very important for you to do. Tu Dandan said, Master Ancestral God, please tell me. Quint was taken aback. Quincy of the 14,511th galaxy is your great-great-grandson, right? Tu Dandan asked. Yes, Lord Ancestral God. Quint nodded and suddenly came to his senses. Hasn't Lord Ancestor God contacted Quincy yet? It's pitch black over there, and there's no reaction at all. Tu Shandan nodded. Master Zushin, let me go and see for myself. Quint replied, Quincy BD, what the hell is he doing? After I go there, I will definitely criticize him severely and bring him over to plead guilty to Mr. Zushin. After you go, let him lead the group to evacuate immediately, and let's talk about the crime when you come back. Tu Dandan issued an order. Chapter 44 Meet Master Zeno. Yes, Lord Ancestral God, I promise to complete the task. Quint agreed with a solemn expression. Go, contact me immediately if you have anything. Tu Dandan wanted to say it first, but he had a bad feeling. But if you just think about it carefully, you must be thinking too much. It's all that fish talking nonsense. The fish said that the gods of destruction in the 6th universe and the 7th universe will change hands. He must have said that because he was angry that I broke his fish tank. I'll go back now and catch that fish and beat it up, let it out. Call out. Tushan went back and forth and returned to the land of gods of destruction, suspended above the lake. Come out, prophecy fish. Tu Dandan shouted with a cold face. Prophecy fish. Did I provoke you? Why are you always troubling me? I'll count to 3. If you don't come out again, I'll evaporate this lake for you. Tu Dandan shouted. Come here. The prophecy fish showed its head out of the lake. Come up. Tu Dandan ordered. The prophecy fish had no choice but to fly up, showing vigilance and fear on his face. What did you say before? Tu Shandan asked coldly. What did I say? The prophecy fish swallowed. You said that gods of destruction in the 6th universe and the 7th universe will change hands? Did you say that? Tushan squinted his mouse eyes. The prophecy fish hesitated for a moment. 3 seconds later. I was angry. Don't take it seriously. The prophecy fish was frightened and hurriedly replied. Oh, I knew you would say that. Tushan smiled lightly. You are the gods of destruction. You are the greatest god of this universe. Don't be as knowledgeable as me. I'm just a fish that swims from morning to night. The prophecy fish laughed at itself. Boom! Tushan yanked his tail, and at that time, he yanked the prophecy fish and rolled several somersaults in the air. It is prophesied that the fish will fall into the lake water at once, and then sink into the depths at once. Oomph. Next time you talk nonsense, I'll beat you to death. Tu Dandan said coldly. The prophecy fish trembled with fright and dared not show up again. May my prophecy come true. I've had enough of gods of destruction. If one day it is really possible to change to gods of destruction, I predict that the fish will be the first to agree. Borderless, the frontier of the 6th universe and the 7th universe. Karu and Rilliger meet. Boss. Karu hurried forward to salute. Third brother, are you okay? Relajo asked with concern. Fortunately, one arm was wiped off, and it recovered after eating the second child's healing fruit. Karu shook his arm. It's fine. Relago nodded reassuringly. We'll go see Lord Zeno right away. Okay, brother. I'll listen to you. Karu nodded. The two entered the realm of nothingness and moved rapidly toward the depths of the realm of nothingness. Another 10 days or so passed. Karu and Relajo then saw a giant jellyfish appearing in the distance. The jellyfish was slowly swimming above the god realm. On the body of the jellyfish, there is a huge palace, and a large character is erected at the door of the palace, Quan. Karu and Relajo bowed to the big character far away. Immediately afterwards, Relajo nodded slightly at Karu and stretched out his hand. Karu's hands were with Riligula. Remember what I said earlier? Relago asked. Remember the boss? I know how to do it. Karu nodded solemnly. This way I can rest assured. Relajo took a deep breath. Let's go there. Karu also looked at the Zeno temple in front of him, and his face became extremely heavy. The next moment, Karu and Relago flew in the direction of Zeno temple. Snapped. The two landed at the gate of the temple of Zeno. And at the moment of landing, Karu and Relago directly knelt down at the gate of Zeno temple, buried their heads low. Relajo, I have come to admit my mistake to Lord Zeno with my younger brother Karu. Relago said respectfully and loudly. My lord Karu, come here and plead guilty to Master Zeno. Karu also bowed his head and pleaded guilty. However, Zeno's palace did not respond in the slightest. No one came out, and the door was closed. Karu and Relago didn't dare to neglect in the slightest. They knelt obediently there, waiting for Master Zeno to deal with them. Waited for a full day. Crunch. The gate of Zeno temple was slowly opened. A person came out from the door. He is very thin and looks very cold. He is one of Zeno's guards. You two come in. Mr. Zeno agrees to see you. The guard said with a flat expression. Yes, Lord Guard. Relajo replied respectfully. Thank you, Lord Guard, for your guidance. Karu also showed respect. The two quickly got up and followed behind the guard. The two wanted to see something from the guard's face, but they couldn't see anything, and they felt a little uneasy. I don't know what Sama will do with us. Chapter 45, under the leadership of the guards, Keru and Relejo finally saw a throne appearing in front of them. Zeno just sat on the throne like that. Only Zeno alone. The other guard didn't know what to do. Keru and Relejo knew that Master Zeno had 2 bodyguards in total, and the strength of these 2 bodyguards was simply too terrifying. It can be said that if you want a rebel, you must first defeat these 2 guards. Relejo, you brought your younger brother Karu here, which means that you have realized your mistake. Zeno on the throne suddenly spoke. Yes, Master Zeno. It's my fault. I didn't discipline my younger brother well. Relejo hastily bowed his head and confessed. Karu also trembled in fright and immediately knelt down and saluted. This time, 6 universes disappeared at once. And I just want to give you some advice. Zeno smiled softly. As long as you don't do anything illegal, I will keep the 7th universe for now. Saying that, Zeno stood up from the throne, looking down at Karu and Relejo. If Luo Tian were here, he would be surprised to see Zeno now, because now this Zeno is at least 1.8 meters tall. It can be said that this Zeno stands taller than Karu and Relejo when they stand upright. This Zeno looks similar to the Zeno Luo Tian knew, except that he is taller and has longer arms and legs, but there is not much difference in appearance. The difference is that this Zeno looks unusually serious, with the aura of a superior person on his body. Master Zeno. When I came to pay my respects to Master Zeno, I already ordered my younger brother Tu Shandan to evacuate the Rat Clan army. He should have been evacuated from the major galaxies by now. He is willing to come and apologize for the mistakes he made, Relejo said respectfully to Zeno again. If you can recognize your mistakes, it means that you still have medicine to save you. Zeno said coldly, I hope you don't follow the law. Don't dare. Cold sweat broke out on Relejo's face. Karu also put his head on the ground, trembling with fright. Dad. At this moment, only a childish voice sounded from a distance. The next moment, a cute porcelain doll ran quickly from a distance and threw herself into Zeno's arms. Xiaoquan, are you having fun? Zeno smiled. Well, happy. Sawyer is very interesting. Xiaoquan giggled. After Xiaoquan's voice fell, a man wearing Supreme Kai costume and another guard quickly followed up and immediately knelt down and saluted Zeno when they saw Zeno. Supreme Kai Sawyer also quickly noticed Kalu, who was kneeling over there. Keru, are you still alive? Sawyer was a little surprised. No wonder Keru felt surprised, because in this day and age, the lives of Supreme Kai and gods of destruction are not bound together. Supreme Kai is dead when he dies. It has nothing to do with gods of destruction. Gods of destruction is dead, and Supreme Kai will not be implicated. Both are also the supreme god of the 18th universe. Sawyer clearly saw that the 18th universe just disappeared. However, what Supreme Kai Sawyer did not expect was that Karu survived. Supreme Kai, hearing Sawyer's voice, Karu looked up at him with an angry look on his face. Sure enough, this guy was fanning the flames behind his back. Relejo immediately shook his head gently at Karu, which meant to tell him not to be impulsive. This is Lord Zeno's temple. Huh? Sawyer, what do you mean? Should he die? Xiaoquan was taken aback for a moment and immediately asked Sawyer, well, I'll make him disappear right now. Saying that, Xiaoquan was about to wave at Kalu and release the erasure technique. Hey, Master Zeno. Sawyer was taken aback, waved his hand hastily, and smiled bitterly. Master Zeno, I didn't mean that. Please forgive Master Kalu. Okay. Xiaoquan nodded and immediately agreed readily. Zeno's face turned black. If this continues, when will my son inherit my throne? It's really worrying. Dad, come and play with me. Xiaoquan said to Zeno. Father will play with you after finishing the 2 of them. Okay? Zeno coaxed his son. Dad, when can I erase the universe again? I think it's very interesting. Xiaoquan was a little excited. There will be more opportunities in the future. This time, the universe has disappeared a lot. Zeno sighed, but Xiaoquan, although you have the erasing ability of your father, Don't take it lightly unless it is absolutely necessary. Only when the universe is hopeless, only then can you erase these unnecessary universes. I understand. Xiaoquan nodded obediently. Chapter 46, Zeno. You two don't let me down. Karoo was stunned. Relagio also showed shock and panic on his face. It turns out that the one who erased the universe was Master Zeno's son. When did Lord Zeno have an extra son? How come we don't know? But it's normal not to know. After all, we haven't seen Master Zeno for thousands of years. Rilagul finally understood why Karoo was able to escape Master Zeno's erasure. Because it is not the universe that Master Zeno erased at all. It is the universe that Master Zeno's son erased. That is Mr. Xiaoquan. It is estimated that he has not yet mastered the erasure technique, so his ability to erase is a little weak, which led to Karoo being able to escape. If it was the real Master Zeno who erased the universe, Karoo would have disappeared by now. You two go back, remember what you said, and don't let me down. Zeno instructed Karoo and Relagio. Yes, Master Zeno. Thank you, Master Zeno, for not killing me. Relagio quickly knelt down and saluted. Karoo also bowed down together. The two then knelt and backed away. After retreating to more than 100 meters from the throne, the two stood up respectfully, gave another salute, and then slowly turned around and walked outside. Sawyer, you can go too. Zeno ordered to Supreme Kai Sawyer. Sawyer. Which universe am I going to? Our 18th universe is gone. It just so happens that there is no Supreme Kai in the 7th universe, so you can take office in the 7th universe. Zeno said to Supreme Kai. 7th universe? Sawyer was slightly taken aback. What? You don't agree? Zeno looked at Sawyer with a smile. No, I agree. I'm going to the 7th universe. Sawyer bowed. Father, I don't want Sawyer to go. I want Sawyer to stay and play with me. Xiaoquan was a little unhappy. Xiaoquan, Sawyer's going to work in the 7th universe, and he'll come to play with Xiaoquan when he is on vacation. Zeno comforted. But Dad, why do you have to work? Xiaoquan was puzzled. If you don't work, the universe will lose its vitality and balance, just like those universes that disappeared. If all the universes disappear, there will be no one to play with Xiaoquan anymore. Zeno pinched Xiaoquan's face. Although I don't understand it very well, I feel that what my father said is right. I will listen to my father. Xiaoquan nodded obediently and jumped off Zeno's body. Slap! When Xiaoquan jumped down, he didn't stand firmly and fell to the ground all of a sudden. Sawyer hurriedly stepped forward to help Xiaoquan up. Are you all right? Master Xiaoquan, Sawyer said nervously. It wasn't me who knocked him down, so don't blame me for this. It's okay. Xiaoquan patted his body and smiled. Sawyer, go to work hard, and you must play with me when you are on vacation. Okay, yes, I also like playing with Master Xiaoquan. Sawyer nodded. Then we've agreed. Xiaoquan said. It's done. Sawyer nodded vigorously and immediately bowed to Zeno. Master Zeno, then I will go to the 7th universe to take office. Go, develop your universe well, and don't let me down. Zeno waved his hand at Sawyer, indicating that he could go down. Sawyer knelt down and saluted again, and then left the temple. Soon, Sawyer quickly caught up with Karoo and Relagio, and they appeared together on the platform outside the temple. Supreme Kai, UBD. Karoo saw that after Supreme Kai came out, anger appeared on his face again, and he was about to step forward to beat him up. Karoo, you're crazy. Do you know what this place is? Relagio yelled angrily and quickly pinched Karoo's arm. Do you want our previous confession to be in vain? Karoo suddenly died down. Master Kalu, I admit that I came here to report this matter to Master Zeno. Sawyer was not afraid at all and looked at him calmly. But I have warned Master Kalu before. I hope that Kalu, my lord, don't go too far. Don't let your rat clan vigorously develop in our universe. Over the years, the population of the rat clan has reached at least 300 billion. Karoo didn't speak. I only have 300 billion rat races, and my second brother has an army of 800 billion rat races. I just want to ask Master Zeno to punish you. I didn't expect Master Zeno to let Master Xiaoquan try to erase our universe. You know, I love the universe more than you gods of destruction, Sawyer said, holding back tears from falling from his eyes. For the disappearance of Universe, Sawyer is also very sad. Oomph. You just don't want Yuan Zun's descendants to disappear. Karu smiled lightly. Sawyer didn't answer. His whole body was trembling slightly. It's a pity that Yuan Zun's family has completely disappeared. From then on, there will be no so-called human race. Karu looked at Sawyer with a smile. Sawyer's face became more and more ugly. Chapter 47 Supreme Kai, Thor. By the way, let me tell you something you'll like to hear. Karu narrowed his eyes. The newly born god king on the mouse planet. That's Blue Star. Sawyer snorted coldly. Whatever you want to say, it has disappeared anyway. Karu smiled indifferently and continued. What I want to say is that this god king is indeed very powerful, and he can even live with me for 2 years. Move and his strength. According to my guess, it has reached at least 30% of Yuan Zun's, and he has the potential of Yuan Zun back then. Sawyer frowned. In addition, according to my investigation, this god king should be a descendant of Yuan Zun's lineage. Karu smiled, showing a mouse's front teeth, and his face became more and more proud. It's a pity, under the arrangement, he disappeared with Universe. Sawyer's face changed again and again. 30% of Yuan Zun's strength back then. Relagio was also a little surprised. Yes, boss, that little guy is really amazing. He seems to be only 18 years old. Karu nodded and explained simply. Even if Lord Zeno doesn't erase the 18th universe, won't you destroy Blue Star with your character? Sawyer figured it out quickly, and there was nothing to blame. After all, even if the real Yuan Zun is resurrected, he is not the opponent of the current Kalu. After 10,000 years of growth, Karu's strength has reached a very terrifying level. Although Yuan Zun used 1 against 3 back then, he did not lose the slightest bit. But time has changed, and the 3 mice have grown into the new gods of destruction. Sawyer knew very well that if Master Zeno did not erase the universe, then the descendants of Yuan Zun would also be destroyed by Kalu himself. Even Karu will destroy the entire Blue Star. Hey, what's his name? Sawyer asked. What's his name? Oh, it seems to be Luo Tian. Karu smiled slightly. Okay, I have a name and burn a note for him or something to keep in mind. Schwa. Sawyer didn't say much anymore and left directly using instant transmission. Let's go. Relego sighed helplessly and patted Karu's shoulder. Originally, Relagio wanted to ask about Yuan Zun's descendants. However, after thinking about it carefully, Relagio felt that it was not necessary. The entire 18th universe is gone. The descendants of Yuan Zun also disappeared with the disappearance of the 18th universe. Why do you ask those meaningless things? 7th universe, universe space. A small universe spaceship is speeding towards the cat planet. God Gwent of the Rat Clan stood at the window of the spaceship universe, looking at the red planet in the distant area. Quint has also been trying to get in touch with his great-great-grandson Quincy these days. However, there was no news from there. Quint frowned. What happened? Had something bad happen to Quincy? It shouldn't be. On that cat star, what powerful cat people can there be? Fortunately, after 11 days of traveling through the starry sky, Quint finally arrived at the star field where the cat star belongs. Quint came alone. The other Rat Clan armies are evacuating to the superstar, as the ancestor god said. Quint felt that coming alone could solve all the problems. Call out. The universe spacecraft broke through the atmosphere of the cat star and fell rapidly towards the ground of the cat star. Not long after, Quint's universe spacecraft landed on Cat Planet. After landing on the cat star, Quint saw a scene that made him feel horrified. I saw that a large number of Rat Clan compatriots were being beheaded and killed by the cat star people, and the Rat Clan was retreating steadily. The catman let out an excited meow. After more than 10 days of fighting, the cats have regained a lot of lost ground, and the rat army has been continuously shrunk. Many rat tribe warriors died in this battle. Without God Quincy and the 4 elders, there are almost no city lords who can handle things on the Rat Clan. Although the Rat Clan city lord is not low in strength, the cat people on the cat star side are also powerful. Just when God Gwen had just landed, he witnessed a city lord being pierced through the heart by a cat man. Many rat warriors had no way out. The city lord spurted blood from his mouth, and it seemed that he was dead. Their castle has long been destroyed by the cat people. None of the rat folk escaped the planet in a universe ship in time. There are at least tens of thousands of catmen on the scene. There are only more than 1,000 mice left in the rat family. The mice trembled with fear. For the cat people, this is their last battle. And the rat clan here is the last wave that survived on Cat Planet. As long as they are defeated, the Cat Star will restore peace. Just now, General Nuwa, warrior, who is known as the most powerful cat people, defeated the city lord of the rat clan by an absolute advantage, obliterating their last hope. Chapter 48. Cat and Mouse final battle. After the mice saw that the city lord had lost to the opponent, they were even more frightened and trembled all over, wishing to dig a hole in the ground immediately. However, at the moment when these mice felt endless despair, Schwa, the mice suddenly saw Quint with snow-white hair floating above the sky, like a true god descending. Yes, it is Lord Quincy. Great, Lord Quincy finally appeared. No, it doesn't seem to be Master Quincy Mountain. Several mice who had seen Quincy were also taken aback for a moment. General Nuwa's face changed color after seeing the god cunt who appeared. The faces of many cat people warrior also changed again and again. Didn't the god Quincy die? Didn't expect him to be alive. Snap! Quint landed slowly from the sky, appearing beside many rat tribes. The remaining rat warriors, as if they had found a savior, immediately knelt down and saluted. Not bad, cat people. Quint laughed angrily. You guys did a great job, forcing our majestic rat race to this level. You're not Quincy. General Nuwa frowned, looking up and down at Quint. General, Nova looks like a tabby cat. Of course it belongs to the kind of raccoon cat that walks upright. Where's Quincy? Quint turned his head and asked the rat tribe beside him. More than 1,000 rat warriors present shook their heads together. I remember that there are 4 elders under Quincy. Where are they? Quint asked again. The rat clan still shook their heads together. During this time, they have also undergone careful investigation. It would be strange to find out. The main reason is that there are no people alive, no dead bodies, and no clues at all. Forget it. Let's talk about the matter in front of us first. Quint narrowed his eyes slightly and looked at General Nuwa. Catstar, your punch just now was really good. Who are you? Nuwa's face changed again and again. What exactly is going on? In addition to Quincy God, the rat race also has a warrior of divine grade. Listen to all the cat people at the scene. None of you will try to run away today. Quint was really angry, especially seeing so many compatriots killed. He was even more angry and said he issued an order with a cold face. I'll give you one last chance. You commit suicide immediately, and I won't embarrass your group. Otherwise, none of the cat people on this planet will survive. There were more than 10,000 cat people present in the cat clan, with angry looks on their faces. It can be said that the more than 10,000 cat people present are almost the largest group of people on this planet. There are very few cat people left scattered elsewhere. Most of the cat folk come to this final battle, even the cat women and the children of the cat folk. Very well. I like your angry expressions very much. Quint sneered. I'll count to the last 10. If you don't commit suicide or escape a cat, I will kill all the cats on your planet kill. All the cat people present were furious. General Nuwa looked back at the many clansmen present, and his expression became extraordinarily solemn. General, we will fight to the death. Kill. General Nuwa no longer hesitated and immediately shouted. That's right. Even if we lose, we will fight to the death. You tell us to commit suicide, and we commit suicide? Childish. Quint smiled contemptuously and quickly appeared opposite General Nuwa. Boom! Quint slapped his palm and hit General Nuwa's chest. Bang, bang, bang. General Nuwa didn't have time to react, and his body flew backwards, crashing into buildings. After General Nuwa stopped, he struggled to get up from the ground. Puff! The next moment, General Nuwa spurted blood from his mouth and fell to the ground with a bang, already dead. General, all the cat people present were dumbfounded, with endless shock on their faces. Is this the god of the rat clan? The general was defeated by him at once. However, Many cat people are not timid and afraid. The long-term depression made these cat people feel endless anger and tragedy. Kill. With a big wave of the deputy general's hand, he was about to lead these cat people to kill each other. A group of ants. Quint sneered and stretched out his big hand from the air. Wait a moment. At this moment, only a childish voice suddenly sounded from the air. Quint raised his head and immediately looked at the catman that appeared above the sky. It was Beerus who spoke. Besides Beerus, Champa also followed Beerus. A few minutes ago, Luo Tian was cultivating hard at first, so as to face gods of destruction to Dandan. Calculating the time, Luo Tian felt that 2 Shandan should be coming soon. It's just that Luo Tian waited left and right, but none of the pictures descended on the cat star alone. It's fine if you don't come. You've given me enough time to practice. Afterwards, Luo Tian suddenly felt the breath change over there in the process of cultivation. Not only Luo Tian sensed it, Beerus and Champa also sensed that something was wrong in that direction. Master, it seems that a guy as powerful as Quincy has come to Cat Star. Beerus said in a deep voice. Chapter 49, The Little Milk Cat, also came to fight. Master, I'm going to FK him with Beerus. Champa shook his fist. You and Champa have practiced for another 10 days, and your strength has improved a lot. You two go, defeat him, and save your planet. Luo Tian encouraged. Yes, Master. Beerus burst into excitement. Master, leave this kind of matter to us. Champa chuckled and begged again. This time it's the same as before. Master, absorb some of his energy first. This time, I don't intend to absorb his energy. I need you to defeat him with your own strength. Luo Tian shook his head. Champa, you must not take chances. I will not save you. This is your war. I am only responsible for challenging gods of destruction. Luo Tian encouraged again. Come on, you are very strong. It's a pity that we can't learn Master's divine absorption. If we can learn that, we don't have to practice so hard. Champa was distressed for a while. If I knew it earlier, I would stop talking big. Stop stinking there, Champa. Let's go quickly. If we don't go, I'm afraid it will be too late. Beerus shouted at Champa, then bowed to Luo Tian, and then rose into the sky. Wait for me. Champa hurriedly chased after him. I've also learned how to destroy now. This time I will also play a role. Beerus glanced back and smiled. Luo Tian's divine suction is indeed only suitable for their cultivation. Cat people cannot be cultivated because Yuan Zun came up with such a strange star-attracting method after 10,000 years of research and based on the characteristics of his own family. Other ethnic groups are not suitable for using this trick, and they can't even reach the entry level of cultivation. Luo Tian also taught Beerus and Champa the divine suction. After all, if you want them to become gods of destruction as soon as possible, god absorption is a very good choice. It's just that neither Champa nor Beerus can master the basics of the divine suction technique, let alone practice it. Although Luo Tian said that he didn't intend to help Champa and Beerus, that was just lip service. Luo Tian was still really afraid that something might happen to these two little guys, so he also flew towards the battle scene without anyone noticing. Soon, Luo Tian appeared near the battle scene first and hid his breath, standing on a tall building, watching this side. It has to be said that Champa and Beerus did not disappoint Luo Tian. Sure enough, the two of them are perfect candidates for gods of destruction. Luo Tian felt that if I didn't have divine absorption, I might be overtaken by them in time. You must know that these two little guys are only 3 years old. At the age of 3, he has such a powerful strength. Luo Tian looked over from a distance and saw that Beerus and Champa had already appeared opposite Quint. Oh, here are 2 newly weaned kittens. Quint smiled. What? Are you here to beg for mercy? Even if you pretend to be cute in front of me, it's useless. Besides, we Rat Clan and your cats were originally, it's a natural enemy. Why are you pretending to be cute? Beerus? Champa? Why are you two here to join the fun? Get out. The lieutenant frowned, yelled at Beerus and Champa, and gave them a wink, telling them to run away. We have inherited the last wish of Big Brother Wu Taidu. We want to restore the peace of Cat Star. Beerus said calmly. That's right, that's what it means. Champa nodded. Many cat people also looked at the two brothers helplessly. Most of the cat people present knew Champa from Beerus. These two little guys usually like to make troubles everywhere, and when they are free, they will sneak attack the Rat Clan's camp. These two little guys have an elder brother named Wu Taidu who has a good relationship, and they both think he is the #1 warrior of cat stars. Of course, the cat people have nothing to refute what the two 3-year-olds said. Was more true than a child. Besides, that young man named Wu Taidu is really remarkable. However, Wu Taidu did not join the army. In other words, Wu Taidu does not belong to the regular army. It's not a regular army. Although it can resist the Rat Clan, it's all in the form of small fights. Today I will sneak attack on you, and tomorrow I will be hunted down again. It will have some effect on the war between the Cat Clan and the Rat Clan, but it will not play a decisive role. The army also invited Wu Taidu, but they were all rejected by Wu Taidu. The reason for the refusal was Taidu Wu said that he would use his own method to restore the peace of Mao Xing. Where's Wu Taidu? The lieutenant general asked. He's dead, Beerus said quietly. What did you say? When did he die? The deputy general froze for a moment, feeling endless sadness. The general was seriously injured, Wu Taidu was also dead, and the cat tribe might be completely out of luck today. Today, let the two of us brothers deal with the god of the rat race. Champa shouted, Have all the cat people reduced to the situation of letting the little milk cat participate in the battle? Quint smiled disdainfully, and then ordered to a deputy city lord next to him. Kill him. After a while, the whole cat star will be killed. Clean it up for me. Don't let anyone go. Chapter 50. Beerus kicks to death the deputy city lord. Quint is really angry now, and he has long forgotten the order that Tu Danon gave him. Besides, it was just destroying a cat star, and Quint felt that it was not a violation of the order of the ancestor god. We're not conquering other planets. After all the cat people on this cat planet are wiped out, I will lead the remaining Rat Clan into my group. Brother Beerus is going to be beaten to death. The two brothers have been messing around with Wu Taidu, but they are not opponents of the regular army after all. Let's hurry up. Let's go. Even if it's dead, we have to kill a few more mice. The eyes of many cat people are red, and they are already ready to fight. A little milk cat is here to join the fun. The deputy city lord sneered and appeared behind Beerus in an instant. Be careful. The lieutenant's expression changed again and again, and he hurriedly reminded Beerus, just when the deputy city lord was about to punch Beerus to death. Boom! Beerus kicked back without looking back, directly on the chest of the vice castle lord. The deputy city lord flew backwards. Shwa! In an instant, Beerus appeared right above where the vice castle lord was. Hey! Beerus kicked over again, kicking the vice castle lord from the air. Boom! The deputy city lord left a huge crater on the ground and died on the spot. All the cat people present were stunned, and they didn't come back to their senses for a long time. Many cat people were stunned. What happened just now? That guy is the deputy city lord of the Rat Clan, right? Just kicked Beerus flying? The lieutenant was even more astonished. When did Beerus become so powerful? That's the deputy city lord. Even I can at most draw with that deputy city lord. As a result, Beerus kicked him flying and killed him. Hateful. Many rat warriors were furious at that time. We can't deal with the regular army. Can't we deal with two little milk cats? At that time, more than 30 rat tribe warriors rushed towards Beerus with their teeth and claws open. Hello, Champa, Beerus said. What? Champa was taken aback. These little ones are in your hands. Beerus grinned. Tisich, you kicked the deputy city lord to death, but let me deal with these vulnerable guys. Champa snorted. Forget it. Let me do it. Immediately afterwards, Champa cheered up and flew forward in an instant. Bang, bang, bang. Champa waved his cat's paw at the rat tribe warrior, rushing towards him. Less than 3 seconds. Champa's long claws directly cut the throats of these 30 rat warriors. The 30 rat warriors fell from the sky and hit the ground, already cold. All the rat warriors present were completely stunned. Nearly tens of thousands of cat people were also completely dumbfounded. What happened just now? That little fat cat is so fast. What a speed. Quint looked at Champa in surprise. At this time, General Nuwa also temporarily regained consciousness under the treatment of several cat people. General, are you all right? The female cat doctor asked with concern. It's okay. I can't die for the time being. This general can fight again. Nuwa waved at the beautiful female cat doctor. Immediately afterwards, General Nova looked up and saw Beerus and Champa appearing in the sky. Then, aren't those two children Wu Taidu's younger brothers? Nuwa was slightly taken aback. General, that little guy named Beerus just kicked their lieutenant to death. The female cat doctor smiled wryly. What? There's such a thing. Nuwa was stunned. That little guy named Champa killed more than 30 rat tribe warriors in an instant. The female cat doctor added. Nuwa's eyes widened, showing disbelief on his face. It's too weak. Beerus smiled slightly and looked at Quint. Quint was a little surprised, and his expression was a little more dignified. These two cats are more powerful than imagined. Not bad, not bad. I never thought that two newly weaned kittens would have such great strength. I underestimated you, Quint said with a smile. It's you next, Beerus said coldly. Oh, what did you say? Did you say you were going to challenge me? Quint laughed at the time. Do you know who I am? Little Milk Cat. Isn't it the mouse that communicated with gods of destruction? Beerus smiled lightly. What's all the fuss about? Quint's smile gradually froze, and his face changed again and again. You, how did you know? Who did you hear from? Quint stuttered. Okay, stop talking nonsense. You can start. Beerus put on a fighting stance. Champa also looked serious. This white mouse is about as powerful as Quincy's mouse. Quincy was absorbed more than half of the energy by the master, and Beerus and I finally wiped it out. This guy should be at his peak. It's a bit difficult to deal with, but in the past 10 days, Beerus and I have also become stronger. And I also learned about destruction. I think Beerus and I may not be able to lose to him. Chapter 51, all the cats are stunned below. Many cat people were talking about it. What's that little fellow Beerus talking about? They're too far away to hear their conversation. That rat god looked surprised. However, it is indeed unexpected that Beerus and Champa can become so powerful. But how can he be the opponent of the rat god? I never thought that besides that Quincy, the rat clan has a god. Many cat people were extremely shocked. Nonsense. Let 2 3-year-old kittens go up to challenge the god of the rat clan. Nuwa yelled. After Nuwa finished speaking, he was about to rush into the sky and challenge the god Gwen again. However, just after Nuwa said this, he spat out a mouthful of blood again. Nuwa was really injured. If he hadn't been treated in a timely manner, he might have died on the spot. General, your injuries are too serious, and you can no longer fight. The lieutenant stepped forward immediately. I will fight instead of the general. Go, Nuwa ordered. Yes. The lieutenant general was ready to take off. Bang, bang, bang. Just as the lieutenant was about to take off, Beerus and Champa joined forces to launch a fierce attack on Quint. Quint responded in a hurry and was a little overwhelmed for a while. These two cats are really fast. Shwa. Beerus appeared directly above Quint in an instant and kicked down. Quint turned pale with fright and hurriedly raised his hand to block the kick from Beerus with his arm. Boom! Champa rushed up quickly and hit Quint in the chest with a punch. Ah! Quint let out a scream and then sprayed a mouthful of acid water. Boom! Beerus took the opportunity to kick again, kicking Quint out of the air abruptly. Snap! Quint immediately suspended at a position about 1 meter above the ground, and his face changed again and again. Quint never expected that there would be such a powerful cat person on this cat planet. And these two cats are only 3 years old, right? Could it be that the reason why Quincy has no news is because of these two kittens? It is entirely possible. If I wasn't paying attention, if I was attacked by the two of them, maybe I would be killed by them. Not to mention Quincy. At the moment when Quint just recovered from his thoughts, 2 powerful energies fell from the sky rapidly. Boom! The energy released by Champa and Beerus at the same time hit Quint directly. Quint was already unable to dodge and was covered by energy at that time. With an earth-shattering bang, the energy bomb smashed Quint to the ground below, leaving a bottomless crater on the ground. Crack! Crack! Beerus and Champa slowly fell from the sky and appeared on the edge of the big pit. Well, that's enough for the warm-up, Beerus. Champa grinned. I think it's okay. Beerus slightly raised the corners of his mouth and nodded slightly. Hey, Master said that we have become stronger. Sure enough, these 10 days of hard work were not in vain. Champa was proud. Tisich, don't be too happy. That guy's not as simple as you imagined. Beerus snorted. All the cat people and rat people present were dumbfounded, and their jaws almost dropped. What do we see? This is not a joke, is it? Especially the deputy general who was just about to jump up to fight. His eyeballs almost jumped out of their sockets after seeing such an astonishing scene, and he froze immediately. General Nuwa was dumbfounded and rubbed his eyes vigorously, feeling as if he was dreaming. It shouldn't be. When did these two little guys become so powerful? That's the god of the Rat Clan. The god of the Rat Clan let the two of them team up and beat them into the earth? Besides, this is just your warm-up exercise. There was no sound at the scene. The Cat Clan was shocked. Rats are timid. Boom! The next moment, Quint soared up from the ground, quickly flew to the sky, and looked at Beerus and Champa angrily. Beerus, he's angry. Champa chuckled. See? Beerus snorted. Did Quincy let you two kill him? Quint asked in a condescending and cold voice. That's right. It was the two of us who killed it. Champa nodded in acknowledgement. As soon as this remark came out, the many cat clan present were in an uproar again. Many rat tribes were also trembling with fright. For elders, Quint asked again. Those four guys are nothing special. Beerus smiled. Since we can kill Quincy, how difficult is it to kill the four elders? I just said that there is no news of Quincy and the four elders here. So it's all thanks to you two little milk cats. Quint was so angry that his whole body was shaking. The cat clan present was stunned again. What the hell did these two little guys do? You not only killed the gods of the Rat Clan, you also killed the four elders of the Rat Clan. So, the reason why our cat family can win today is because these two little guys saved our cat star? Chapter 52, Quint shock. The next one is you. Beerus sneered. You rats have broken the peace of our cat planet. You will definitely die today. Humph. You shouldn't have come here to die. Call your ancestor god here quickly. Don't think we are afraid of him. Champa shouted. Beerus, Champa, you idiot. How could we be the opponents of gods of destruction? Our current strength is far from enough. Beerus reprimanded. Haha, didn't I scare him? Champa laughed. Who did you two listen to? You even know about gods of destruction. Quint frowned tightly, and his face became a little ugly. Even many rat folk don't know about gods of destruction. I didn't expect these two kittens to understand such details. Did the four elders tell you? Quint quickly realized. You can understand that. Champa smiled triumphantly. You two little things still want to challenge Lord Ancestral God. Quint sneered. Do you really think that you could defeat me? Then try it. Beerus smiled lightly, but his expression became extraordinarily serious. All the cats present were confused. What the hell are these two little guys, Beerus and Champa, talking about? The ancestor god of the Rat Clan? It seems to say gods of destruction. What is gods of destruction? Could it be that there's a more powerful god above the gods of the rat race? General Nuwa seemed to realize something, and his face changed color. What? They're more powerful gods? General, this joke is not funny at all. The deputy general was completely dumbfounded. Back then, a god named Quincy was already very powerful. It turns out that there is a more powerful god above Quincy God. Whoa, whoa. Champa and Beerus no longer hesitated, once again soaring into the sky, launching a fierce attack on Quint. Quint didn't dare to be careless this time, and immediately raised his energy to the extreme. Bang, bang, bang. Quint battles Beerus and Champa. For a while, the two sides were evenly matched. Seeing Beerus and Champa's brave performance, the Catmen or Rat Tribe who had doubts about the strength of the two little guys before finally believed in the strength of the two little guys. Luo Tian stood on top of a skyscraper in the distance, watching the battle silently. Luo Tian is still very satisfied with the performance of Champa and Beerus. These two little guys are growing up so fast. Be worthy of the future gods of destruction. In just 1 month, under my careful training, I have already possessed such a powerful strength. In time, they will definitely grow into the most outstanding gods of destruction according to the trend of history. What? How is this possible? Quint became more and more frightened when he fought. I let all the energy out. Is the result just a tie with these two kittens? This is impossible. This is absolutely impossible. Quint shouted loudly while fighting. And when they saw God Kint, whose strength was not much different from that of God Quincy, in such a mess, all the rat clans were shocked. When did the cat clan grow up? No sign at all. Boom! Quint picked up speed and landed a hard punch on Beerus' shoulder. Beerus also endured the opponent's attack abruptly, grinning, and swung the cat's claw forward. Destroy! A streak of purple destructive energy instantly covered Quint's body. What? This destruction? Quint's pupils narrowed sharply, and he hurriedly raised his arms to try to resist the flying destructive energy. Snapped! However, just at the moment when Quint's arm came into contact with the destructive energy, Quint's arm gradually turned into nothingness. The nothingness continued to spread along the arms to the body. This. Quint was frightened. He no longer hesitated. A flash of light flashed from his fingertips and cut off his left arm at once. Destroy! The next moment, Champa flew up, and a trace of destructive energy was ejected from the cat's claws. What? Quint's face became extremely ugly. This kitty will also destroy? Hey! Gritting his teeth, Quint avoided Champa's surprise attack without any risk. Snapped! Champa's destructive energy grazed Quint's body and landed on a mouse below. Immediately, the warrior of the rat tribe gradually turned into nothingness and disappeared under the eyes of everyone. Seeing such a strange scene, many rat warriors present were scared and fled in all directions. The cat clan was also completely stunned. What is that? What is that purple energy? How can you beat people and disappear? Damn it, let him avoid it. Champa bared his teeth, feeling unwilling. You're so stupid. Beerus smiled. Chapter 53, 800 billion rats avenge you. TCH, if I release the destruction first, he might be caught by surprise. Champa snorted. Maybe. Beerus smiled, but then again, one of his arms has been broken, and we finally have an absolute advantage. Champa laughed. Quint's face became as ugly as it could be. By now, Quint knew that he might not be able to fight any longer. If the fight continues like this, there is a high possibility that it will be explained here. What? Are you trying to escape because you can't come down from the suspension? Champa snorted coldly. You can't escape. Beerus laughed. 2 kittens and the whole cat star, I remember you. Quint kept sneering. Do you really think that you have won a big victory? Do you really think that with the 2 of you, do you still want to defeat my ancestor god? Sooner or later, we will take his place and become the gods of destruction of this universe. Beerus exclaimed. Very good. You have ambition. I have to praise you all. Quint laughed, and his smile became more ferocious. Gods of destruction? General, do you know what that is? The lieutenant asked General Nuwa. Nuwa shook his head in confusion. Warriors of the rat race, come to me. Quint ordered loudly. It doesn't matter. Even if you die, the 800 billion fellow rat race will avenge your blood and hatred. At that time, I will lead 800 billion people of the rat race to conquer this planet. Many rat warriors, catmen, all the Karen-sama present were dumbfounded again after hearing the news. What was he talking about just now? 800 billion rat race? What are you kidding? General Nova trembled violently all over his body and knelt down on one knee unsteadily. Isn't this a joke? I thought that as long as we defeated the god and killed more than 1,000 rat tribes, we could restore peace to our cat planet. As a result, the guy said that he has 800 billion compatriots? 800 billion compatriots. What is this concept? If 800 billion rats are placed on the cat star at the same time, the cat star will really be flattened. Don't be kidding. 800 billion. You are talking nonsense. Nuwa yelled loudly. That's impossible. How could there be so many mice? The lieutenant was also trembling with fright. If true, it's downright horrific. Beerus and Champa also gasped. However, The two little guys knew very well that Quint should be telling the truth. Let me tell you, Quint chuckled. In our rat clan, there are tens of thousands of gods like me, and there are countless gods like the four great elders. Come to your cat star, just a very small branch of a huge rat colony. Quint is definitely not talking nonsense. After all, after so many years of development, the rat race has grown to a very large number. In addition, although there are only 108 connected to the Gods of Destruction map alone, there are indeed tens of thousands of them whose strength has reached Gwent's level. Luo Tian's expression moved slightly. 800 billion rats. This number is really huge. Before Luo Tian heard that long taxi, and those rats had said similar things. It seems that although the number of rats in the 12th universe is not so many, it is at least close to 300 billion. Luo Tian touched his chin and finally knew why Zeno wanted to erase the 18th universe. With so many rat tribes messing around, it's no wonder Zeno's character doesn't erase this universe. Several years later, Zeno wiped out all the universes because of Zamasu's chaos. If did I absorb all the energy of these 800 billion rat races? What height will I reach? Luo Tian felt excited when he thought about it, and was even taken aback by his own thoughts. How dare you think about it? The energy of 800 billion rat clans. How can I absorb all their energy? It would be great if the divine absorption technique could reach the 3rd level. Think about it. If all 800 billion rat tribes descended on the cat star, they would all be sucked up in one go. I can't do it anymore. I have to practice quickly so that my divine suction can reach the 3rd level as soon as possible. Although it is not yet the 2nd floor, I feel that it is very close to the 2nd floor. After these two little guys finish fighting, I will hurry to practice. It would be best to let these 800 billion rat races come to this star field, so I won't have to look for it. Do you know how powerful our rat clan is now? Quint smiled coldly. But it's too late to know now. You cat stars have provoked people who shouldn't be provoked. Your whole clan will be buried with you. Many cat stars also change their expressions one by one. If what this guy said is true, Mao Xing may really be finished. Not only that, the gods of destruction mentioned by these two little milk cats is also the most powerful god in this universe. Quint snorted and continued. Simply put, gods of destruction is a ceiling that humans can never surpass. And this gods of destruction figure Shan is our ancestor. Chapter 54, 2 Dandan. Quint, what's wrong with you? Many cat stars were dumbfounded again. I'm very responsible to tell you that if possible, Master Ancestor God can easily destroy this galaxy with a wave of his hand. Quint laughed loudly. His face became more and more ferocious. Now you know how powerful our rat clan is? It's too late. The cat star people present felt endless despair at that time. Terrible. It's just horrible. The nearly 1,000 rat tribe warriors that survived were all excited, ready to fight back. With such a powerful ancestor god and 800 billion brothers, we are still afraid of Wool. Wasn't it just being beaten to death? Many rat clan warriors want to launch a counterattack against the cat clan. Boom! Beerus swung his big hand downwards, and a powerful energy quickly covered it, hitting the center where the more than 1,000 rat tribes were at that time. Accompanied by an earth-shattering bang, the energy bomb set off a huge mushroom cloud. The more than 1,000 rat warriors present were blown up and down by Beerus at that time, and their skins were torn apart. The rat warrior in the center died on the spot and was blown into blood mist. A few rat warriors on the edge escaped by chance, but they were already seriously injured. How dare the surviving rat warriors dare to resist? My whole body was shaking with fright. You did a good job. You wait for me. Quint was furious. Without the slightest hesitation, he immediately took out the crystal ball and got in touch with 2 Dandan. Luo Tian's mind moved. Originally, he wanted to stop it, but after thinking about it, he felt that this was a very good opportunity. If I make a move, 2 Dandan might come over in person. But if it's just Beerus and Champa, and I'm hiding behind the scenes as the gods of destruction, I may not go alone for such a small matter. Maybe 2 Shandan will let 800 billion rats come to the star field of Cat Star in a fit of anger. Luo Tian decided to take a gamble. Moreover, if Quint is prevented from contacting Tu Dandan, causing Quint to disappear mysteriously, there is a high possibility that Tu Shandan will come here in person. No, he wants to contact gods of destruction, Champa said in a deep voice and was about to rush up. Beerus even turned into a streamer, intending to step forward to stop it. It's just too late. The two sides are too far apart. Quint crushed the crystal ball in a split second and performed an expedited treatment. The figure on the gods of destruction, Star just felt the changes in the crystal ball for the first time. Snap! The next moment, Tu Shan lightly waved his hand, and a projection appeared in front of him. What happened? Quint. Tu Dandan immediately looked at Quint in the projection. Immediately afterwards, Tu Shan saw Quint's broken arm with a single glance. What happened to your arm? Who is so bold? Tu Dandan frowned, with an angry look on his face. Lord Ancestral God, do you believe it? These are the two kittens who have just been weaned for a long time. Quint pointed to Champa and Beerus in the distance. The projected image was gradually transferred to Champa and Beerus. Just at this time, the prophecy fish sneaked out of the lake and looked over there. After seeing Beerus and Champa in the projection screen, the prophecy fish widened its eyes and showed surprise. Isn't this the two gods of destruction I predicted? Sure enough, they exist. These two little guys are so cute. So FG kawaii. If one of them were the gods of destruction of this universe, I feel like I'd be able to live a better life from now on. I will never be bullied by Tudandan again. It was prophesied that the fish's eyes filled with tears at that time. Tudandan also immediately looked at Champa and Beerus over there. After seeing clearly that they were two young kittens, his nose was almost crooked. It's the two of them. Tu Dandan asked with his eyes twitching. They not only broke my arm, but also killed Quincy and Quincy's 4 elders, Quint hurriedly said. Now, the entire Cat Star has started its final counterattack. Staying on the Cat Star, there are only a handful of rat race. What did you say? I just said I had a bad feeling. Tu Dandan's face became gloomy. I asked Lord Ancestral God to send our 800 billion rat tribe warriors over here to flatten this planet. Quint bowed and saluted. There's no need for that. I'll go there myself and destroy this planet directly. Tu Shanhan smiled lightly. Letting 800 billion rat tribe warriors pass by is too troublesome. This is a big move. If Master Zeno finds out, it might be a big deal. What a big head. I have to go there myself, but finally know the reason of the matter. Tu Dandan never imagined that 2 such powerful kittens would be born on Cat Planet. The combined strength of these 2 cats has surpassed Quint. No wonder there was no news from Quincy before. Chapter 55 Gods of Destruction Cat Star, above the sky. The head of a black-haired mouse just appeared in the sky. The light and shadow flowed, and the small eyes rolled around, looking at Champa and Beerus with a hazy face. Champa's face changed slightly. Beerus' expression became more and more serious. Many cat stars were shocked one by one. Who is this guy? Is he the ancestor god Quint said? Is he the gods of destruction? Then, is that guy here now? Can he travel thousands of miles in an instant? This is the first time I heard that there is such a guy as gods of destruction. Are the gods of destruction really the most powerful gods in the universe? No, it looks like he'll be here soon. Many cat stars gathered together to discuss, and their faces were extremely ugly. Don't be afraid. That's just their communicator, and that flickering shadow is their projection. Beerus shouted. Hearing Beerus' words, many of the cat clan present were slightly relieved. Little cat, you are right. This is indeed just a communication device. Tu Dandan squinted his eyes and smiled, but don't get too excited. I'll go to Moushing right now. It takes about 2 days to fly, and that place is a bit far away. Beerus didn't answer. Champa is also very calm. What do you mean? Tu Shan chuckled. That is to say, after 2 days, the cat star will turn into universe dust. No, it's not even dust. The expressions of the cat stars present became more and more complicated. No one expected such a result. By the way, Lord Ancestral God, these 2 kittens actually learned to destroy, and they destroyed my arm. Quint immediately added, What? Destruction? Tu Shandan frowned. How did these 2 little guys learn to destroy? This is impossible. 2 kittens, tell me who you learned your destruction from? Is there a gods of destruction from another universe encouraging you to challenge me? Tu Danhan asked with narrowed eyes. We figured it out ourselves. Do you believe it? Champa snorted and replied. It seems that you don't want to talk about it, do you? Well, you run for your life. I will arrive at Cat Star in 2 days. Tu Dandan smiled slightly. But it doesn't matter where you flee. It is the gods of destruction of this universe. Is the gods of destruction amazing? One day, I will take your place and become the gods of destruction of this universe. Beerus pointed at the big face in the picture and said loudly, What did you say? Tu Shandon's face changed color. Tu Shandon's mind also immediately came up with the words that the prophecy fish said before. Gods of destruction in the 7th and 6th universes will change hands. Could it be that these 2 kittens will become gods of destruction? Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. With the strength of the 2 of them, I can kill them with a fart. I must be thinking too much. Quint, come back first. Tu Dandan didn't intend to argue with Champa and Beerus and ordered to Quint. I'm leaving now. Yes, Lord Ancestor.
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.